Welcome everyone to the NSE UK Splatoon University League finals today on this Monday night. My name is Conroe and this is being hosted by Dapple Productions, and I am joined for this stream by Optical. Welcome, Optical.
Hello, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here. Yeah, so already we seem to be going into upper finals, I think. Did you say that already, or?
Not quite, no. There's going to be 3 matches tonight. There are 4 teams left.
Right, yes.
The losers semi-final is happening at the same time as this. This is the winners final we are watching. So these 2 teams are here undefeated through the bracket stage. The winner of this will go straight through to the grand final, which basically means that the grand final is going to be 1 set. There isn't a bracket reset, but whoever wins this will start the grand final 1 point up in a best of 7, essentially. But this game is going to be a best of 5, same format as we've seen throughout, where game 1 is kind of a turf war mini set, best of 3, before we go into the ranked modes. Anarchist versus Tentacle Nuke. Worth saying, we're seeing the same top 4 teams as we did last season in the winter one. It's the same 4 teams here today, and the only difference with the winners final is Anarchists are here again. And this time it's Tentacle Nuke Inkbound instead of Portsmouth Paladins, who once again battled Tentacle Nuke Inkbound in the winner semi-final, but this time Tentacle Nuke Inkbound won that 3-0. So they've got a chance now to overtake Anarchist, who have been one of the most dominant NSE teams. I believe they won last season as well. So yeah, Tentacle Nuke Inkbound are up against it. They've already played Anarchist once in the Swiss stage and they lost that 3-0. So yeah, a lot of work to do, but maybe they've figured something out and they can bring something to the table against the strongest NSE team going right now.
Yeah, no pressure or anything. Obviously, they have a lot to live up to with those set of expectations. But, you know, if they're able to do all of that to begin with, obviously they'll be able to, you know, do pretty well, all things considered. Do you expect them to take it, or are you expecting an upset?
It's difficult. It really is difficult to say. You know, I mean, we've seen teams get 3-0'd, but then they come back and do the opposite. I mean, as I mentioned, of course, with Paladins and Tentacle Nuke Inkbound, Paladins would always 3-0 Tentacle Nuke, but in the winner semi-final, just gone, Tentacle Nuke reversed it. You know, and right. It's always possible when you get a long tournament like this and you're sometimes fighting the same team constantly. I mean, Anarchists and Paladins have played each other 3 times this tournament so far, and they might do again still. But, you know, you kind of know at this point what teams tend to play. And, you know, Anarchists are definitely in the more comfortable spot, so they probably don't see a reason to switch off what they've been using. So maybe Tentacle Nuke Inkbound can switch up what they do, maybe kind of counter what Anarchists play. And the weapons, at least. You can't do anything about the players, unfortunately. Anarchists do have some very good players on their team, you know, in Snipes, Nebula, Tame, Rhythm. I mean, they're all really good players on Anarchists. So yeah, we'll have to see if Tentacle Nuke Inkbound, what they bring to the table here.
Right, yeah. That being said, we're just about ready to yeah, well, we're waiting, but we're just about ready to start the first game, which will be Turf War, which will be the first set of 3 in a mini set at Urchin Underpass. An interesting map to start out with. One person behind the scenes has indicated that it's off script. I'll let you be the judge of what they mean by that, but otherwise, yeah, it is definitely like a bold map to start with, considering that it's it is maybe because they're more familiar with what this team has in store, that's why they probably preferred this one, because they feel like they would have the advantage. Who's to say? Either way, it definitely does lead to a lot of different routes and elevations that could lead to a lot of disorienting play if you don't know what you're going up against exactly. But yeah, it should be very fast, especially considering you know, you don't really think about how big the map really is because you get shot out really far from spawn, but there is a lot of turf to paint right at base. So I'm wondering if we're going to see them go for that at first, or if they're going to save it for later because it is like such a big area and they just want to push hard enough early on. Or maybe they just want to farm for specials. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting thing to see. We normally, I mean, with these teams, we normally don't see them quite painting at least all of spawn at the start of the game. But yeah, you are right. The spawn area in this one is pretty big. You've got the, I mean, you have the spawn area, turn to the left, and there's just a really big choke point where it's quite hard for anyone to kind of push through. And then you've got the wide open middle area. So you've got that whole spawn area where you might just want to put the paint down because the other team might not ever get through that side unless there's a pretty bad wipeout on your side. But it's definitely off script, this map pick. I don't think I've ever seen, even just game one, I don't think I've seen Urchin Underpass in Turf War too much. Just every single map here is picked by one of the teams. I think Anarchists picked this one, so maybe they have a plan going into this one. But we are about to start the winners final of NSE Spring 2026. The winner of this will go straight through to the grand final and start the grand final 1 point up. And it took quite a while to get into the game there, but we are in. And the Anarchist players, yeah, some interesting comps coming out here.
The milk! They brought the milk! The milkman is here!
Oh my goodness, they did. Snipes is on the Reflux, the one with Torp and BR Bomb with some special power up as well. Special charge up, I should say. So that's going to be a lot of BRs. And yeah, you do see Reflux in Turf War quite a lot at every level just because it paints so well. And there you go. Snipes is the one painting spawn.
I'm very unfamiliar. I don't pay attention to Turf War meta, so I keep forgetting that Reflux gets used like all the time here. So like anytime I get a chance to see it is always fun. All right, already off the bat, we got some Strucks trying to like throw out Nuke just a little bit out of disorientation. Does seem that they were able to recoup and like try to fight back in mid with a nice triple splashdown, taking out a nice was that a Dynamo? Is that a Dynamo or a Flings? I think it's Dynamo. That's a Dynamo. Okay. Thank you, Silhouettes.
yeah, Dynamo on both teams actually, yeah, and both of them bringing the one with Tactical. Of course, we have seen Dynamo get used a little bit more since the patch. It did get quite a nice buff, so it is becoming an option, in particular the cooler option for teams to use. But it is Tentacle Nuke Inkbound that have started to make their way into Anarchist's base here, or at least their side of spawn. They are kind of playing around that choke point. Green on the wiper. They have Ultra Stamp ready. Rhythm is going to throw out some Ink Strikes to try and get back in. Tame is just waiting to go in with the decav, and they are going to drop. They were the only one to drop, so they're going to try and cause a bit of a distraction here. Green does get the Ultra Stamp out. Just trying to live with it. They do throw the Stamp over. Sadly, not anyone. I wish someone was there because that would have been a very nice splat. But instead,
they got me busy just watching it.
yeah. Instead, they are going to fight Snipes up. Close range, that's the Reflux. I'm not sure. I mean, no one's died yet in that one, so I'm not sure if anyone's won that one or if Green backed up. Green does go down. Jason is now the only one. Is Jason on their side of the... Yeah, okay, they're on their own side of the map. Okay, Tame is the one pushing onto Tentacle Nuke Inkbound. So Tame has essentially flanked all the way around and gone into their spawn here.
Yeah, already with only 45 seconds left, it does seem that Anarchists have a pretty hard majority of the paint on board, so it's going to take a bit for Tentacle Nuke to come back from this. Although, again, being like it's Turf War, it could easily come back. Already, it does seem that there's like no one really seems to be going after each other. It's like a lot of just like, you know, I'm just gonna go here, and that one's gonna go there. But yeah, just a nice trade with that triple splashdown right there. Decav trying to go in for the other sword, but they were able to get away. Put up a nice shield at the last minute just to make sure they can just cover as much as they can. Yep, I think it's fair to say Anarchist pretty much nailed that one.
It definitely looks like it. That was quite messy at the end. There were players just scattered everywhere. Jason was really trying to push onto Anarchist's side of the map, but yeah, quite comfortable. About 29% more on the side of Anarchists. The reigning champs going into this one, and they haven't let up in game one of Turf War at least.
Yeah. obviously, like, really impressive plays, just being able to like dominate the map for a majority of the time as they did. Going into the second game of this mini set, we're gonna wait and see what they pick from this map list in order to counterpick with.
Yeah, so they've got some options. I will say we normally see some maps we do normally see. Barnacle and Dime is a very popular one for game one. Macomart is probably second, but Tentacle League Inkbound, I feel like, do normally go to Barnacle and Dime at some point. I feel like I've seen them play on that map quite a lot, so you know they may go there. It might suit the comp that they're running as well. Or are they gonna pull something strange out of the hat? Which in this case, I guess would be Marlin Airport. That's the or Crab Leg. I don't feel like we've seen too much Crab Leg turf.
I'm glad I didn't say anything. I was gonna say like, oh, all my money's going to Applefish.
No, they've gone with Barnacle, which, yeah, as I said, Tentacle don't seem to have a plan.
I guess it was just like a psych, but not actually psych.
Yeah, no, not quite.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't really complain with Barnacle. It's just a safe, equal playing field map for a lot of team comps. You were saying earlier about like how Dynamo was able to see a resurgence with the cooler variant, to which I say yes, that is true. But if you are like a true high IQ individual, you will know that I forget what the name is. The third kit one effectively has no weaknesses, therefore making it the best option.
Maybe not gonna lie, I don't even remember what the third kit was for Dynamo.
I think it was Killer Whale and well, it was like maybe
we're gonna have to look it up now.
I forget. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's the thing Sheldon said, and that makes it funny.
Is it the Stars Dynamo? Point Sensor Killer Whale?
Oh, what's a point sensor? It might have been point sensor.
Yeah, there's that and the Gold Dynamo, which is that's the Splat Bomb Super Chump one.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
the new one is Stars Dynamo. Okay. Look at us, knowledgeable comp players. We know the kit.
Of course, my own What? Funny? Well, yes, I am funny, but no other reason.
All right, and once again, not two Dynamos actually. One team has switched off, and that is Tentacle League Inkbound going with the a Rapid Pro and a Mini, the one that has Beacon and Zuka, which, I mean, I definitely think that those picks at least are kind of dependent on this map. Probably brought out something different on Urchin. I mean, Dynamo makes more sense on Urchin, but here they're probably way more comfortable, and they've definitely made the better start because they've got some picks and they have 3 specials ready to go.
Yeah, already getting that Booyah Bomb and the Cooler out really early on is definitely going to help them keep the momentum of this push. And the Zuka also doing its best to help out as well. That Decaf trying to come into like level the playing field with a nice shield in order to protect itself while taking that advantage. Unfortunately, that hammer is going to be taking it out.
Wow, really strong start from Tentacle League Inkbound with just a minute gone in the second Turf War game. Zada's set up on the side, just going to keep chipping away with that Rapid Pro. So Anarchist can't really go to that side of that plat, so they're getting boxed in more. And on the other side, they just have to deal with the Mini and everything else on this team, including the Wiper with Torp. So they pretty much always know where they're going to be. There's actually been a switch I've noticed on the bows. So the Reflux is now on the side of Tentacle League Inkbound, taking inspiration from Snipes, and so far it's worked for them, but Anarchist is starting to come back in. Snipes has switched to the just the long range bow, which I think they're probably a bit more comfortable on, and Tame is just trying to get something done with the decav, but they're being forced all the way back by that Mini. And Anarchist just, I mean, Tentacle League have really set up a good wall here. They're quite disciplined, they're not losing anyone. That is a real commentator's curse right there, because they've lost 2 people.
Oh, isn't it ever? Oh. Wow! Oh wow! There's a lot of people going like down like all at once. More chumps coming out from Anarchist in order to try and push for their lead, which with only 50 seconds left on the clock, as long as they're able to hold it, maybe it's looking a lot more even here than it was near the end of the last game already. Ooh, nice throw of the hammer, trying to like deter them from coming any closer, but you didn't really end up hitting anyone. You know, Hail Marys and all that tend to do that. forcing tentacle nuke back to their base with a super jump because they just had so much advantage. Throwing out some strikes. I think they overshot one of them, but it's okay because all they really need to do is just keep them back, and then they can smooth sail from here. 15 seconds left. A lot of weapons going out with subs and specials. I just see a ton of tornadoes, Zukas, more chumps. Oh, that's gonna cause some crazy painting right now. Ooh, nice. And a walkback to top it all off.
Oh, wow. Just in the last minute there, Tentacle, Nuke, Igbout, or sorry, Anarchist just suddenly got it together. I mean, look at that map. There's,
Yeah, wow.
they just suddenly got all the picks they needed. Tame was going into the spawn area by the end of that. But, I mean, Tentacle and Igbout definitely did better there. I'd say they looked way more comfortable, but they just couldn't quite keep it up.
With the fist bomb.
Yeah, Tentacle and Igbout not quite able to keep it up for the 3 minutes. I think Anarchist eventually kind of solved it and were able to get back in.
Yeah, these were like really impressive plays. The fact that they were able to like come back from that like very easily, like despite the fact that like the other team was able to get like a pretty strong advantage early on, they just weren't able to hold it for whatever reason. I don't know if it was just like trying to like get a feel for the how the game was going before really going in, or if it was just like they just lost all that momentum for whatever reason that might be. That hammer was really dirty. Like that was, I'll say that was hacks. That was not actually, but like, bruh, that was. Ooh, sorry, that was. Just walk that back. That actually angered me.
That's the weird thing about Ultra Stamp. Like I mean, people. The kind of general opinion is like it's still not like a great special, one of the best, but it could just suddenly do some shenanigans, you know, like the hitbox on the throw is still ridiculous, I say.
Like, you would think, oh, I'm at a higher elevation. Clearly, the hammer hitting the ground won't hit me. I guess the shock waves would beg to differ. Strange.
No,
call that
just hit from anywhere.
Momentum or something. I don't know.
No, but okay, Anarchists comfortable in the Turf War games there. They do go 1-0 up in the set, 2 games away from winning the winners final, and we are going to go to game 2, which I believe is Clan Blitz, and it's already been Tentacle and Kingbound already picked that map. It is Scorch Gorge.
Yes, Scorch Gorge clans, probably one of the very few variants of Scorch Gorge that a good considerable number of people could tolerate. I myself don't mind the tower control mode there. I don't know what the general consensus is on that. But like, oh my god, I can't stand the Splat Zones map on that one. That one is just like, it's so annoying. Like just the big structure in the middle just makes it really that and like the grates with its elevation makes it really hard to like get a sense of like where anything is at any given time.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with all that, except for playing weapons that are slightly favourable there, which is buckets. I don't like zones either. But thankfully, it's not in the map pool.
I'm not a bucket player.
Yeah, so it's even worse for everyone else, and
yeah,
even I don't like it. But yeah, thankfully, Splat Zones is not in the map pool. We are playing Clan Blitz, which, as you said, I prefer Clan Blitz. I don't mind Clan Blitz here either.
Yeah, I feel like for a majority of maps, Clan Blitz tends to be like the better mode for that map layout, although that would have to be under the assumption that you enjoy Clan Blitz as a game mode at all.
You should. It's probably competitively, I'd say it comes after Splat Zones as the best one.
let me restructure that statement. To watch, it is fun. To play, it is. I don't know. I'm a simple player. I like having a very clear-cut objective, and if my objective is scattered across the map until someone breaks the barrier, then like I don't know what to do, man. Like that's just. I'm just like I guess I'll grab this. I guess I'll like maybe wait. I'll go over here. Maybe there's something there. I don't know. That's just me.
All right, game two. Well, essentially game two of the set
Yes.
about to begin. Rhythm is back on the brush, as we've seen them several times in this tournament. It'll be interesting to see how these
Ooh.
teams. Oh, look at what we're seeing here. We see.
Ooh.
Was it an area cup that brought a pencil and a heavy? And here we're kind of seeing two backlines as well. Not quite the same. Zaid is on the Rapid Pro, and 1496 is on the heavy, which did kind of get buffed. We are seeing it more. It could just paint. It could just paint ridiculous amounts now.
I'm really happy to see heavy getting used again. Like, it really does feel nice to be able to use it again myself. I flat out just dropped it for a bit until like this buff, which was like, well, pulling me back in, as they say. Already off the bat, it seems that Tentacle Nuke was able to not just break the barrier, but get a second Tower Clam to go along with it, and an extra clam for good measure, I guess.
Yeah, an extra one. Decent start. Really good start for Tentacle Nuke Kingbound. 43 points. The push is over. Zaid and Green just need to make sure they don't feed too early here on the defense and wait for their teammates to come back in. They do have a bubble ready, the Anarchists. That's Tame on the decav. They're going to have to get in first before using it, though. And, of course, Rhythm on the Octa brush. You know, it's not the fastest brush, but you still have to watch out for it in Clan Blitz because it can very quickly become a problem, just running around very fast, trying to get in and make way for their teammates. 2 players down on Anarchist, but Tame has been able to get in with the bubble, but they're going to have to kind of solo this for a while. They do have to drop down, so the big bubbler isn't really doing much, and that's quickly going to get broken. Jason is just going to jump back to a teammate for repositioning and gets the crab tank out as well in a really good spot.
Yeah, that was a really nice... Ooh, unfortunately gets taken out by... I think that was the Dynamo. Oh, and out comes the Zipcaster from the brush, and would you look at that? Anarchists are finally able to break the barrier themselves. They're attempting to try and score. They seem to be doing so. They just need a little bit more. It is amazing. They were so close to being able to push before, but like just could not commit for whatever reason. They were just pushed back hard enough. But now they actually are in an advantageous position where they are down to, oh my, like, sub 20? What is this? What a comeback!
Oh man, it's such a prolonged push, and that is what you want in Clan Blitz, to have enough time to get all those clams in. The push is finally over. The last player wisely jumping out rather than causing a wipeout, so they're going to be a bit quicker to get in. But that is a really good push by Anarchist, and Jason has the crab tank top mid, trying to quickly counter on this. They do have a lot of clams. Do they know that Tame is right there though? No, they don't. Tame constantly sneaking in. I said about the Octobrush, but at the moment it's more the Tame on the decaf that is just able to get around so often on Tentacle Nuke Kingbound. They have to watch out for Tame because they have constantly done that through this game. And, you know, they just have to stop that from happening, and that might have been a push. But, I mean, they're still going strong here. Someone has Aura already. They do have a Power Clam ready to go. So Tame didn't quite stop that, except they don't quite have as many clams as they did. The Power Clam goes in. They're collecting what they're getting all the splats though. This is a really good push, and this should really be the lead here. Surely, yes, it is. Tentacle Nuke Kingbound take the lead.
That was an incredible push by Tentacle Nuke. And they're still wait! Don't run away! Oh, with the power! What a flex! What a flex! That was an insane comeback from a comeback. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen a game like that. That's incredible.
It was insane. Tentacle Nuke Kingbound got the first push, and then Anarchist got an even better one. And Tentacle Nuke Kingbound just said, "You know what? We could do better than that. Let's just take the game." I just can't believe how many picks they got. We really thought Tame had stopped that by taking out Jason's crab tank, but I mean, elsewhere, I guess they just kept getting picked, and they just kept getting them. I mean, they didn't really get wiped after that. The push, the clam basket was open for so long. And yeah, the power clam at the end, I don't know if it was the power clam carry that jumped in or a teammate that also just got a little bonus splat again before throwing that power clam in. But if it was the clam carrier, it was the ultimate flex. It might have been a teammate, but either way, yeah, scoring a power clam when you've got 2 points to go is pretty good.
Yeah. Oh my god. It really was amazing. Like, if they didn't take out like that player right there, they could have absolutely like maybe even lost it because they would have thrown even more clans in. They could have had a bigger push, or even just like a lower score. Higher the pit. Again, golf rules with this. But like, yeah, it just the moment that Nuke got their hands on an open basket, like the clans just started coming. They won't stop coming. They just head to the ground and went to keep running. I forget the lyrics. The point is that like, they did really good. They did really good, and that was like an impressive push from them. Not only like just in terms of performance, but also putting them on the map for getting a point in this set. This means that it's not going to just be an easy 3-0 for Anarchist, which is going to be interesting to see if Tentacle Nuke are able to come back from this. Like that was just I can't. I'm sorry, I can't get over it. That was such an incredible like play, or like a series of events. That game was just so good. All right, I need to move on. We're going into tower control in. I just forgot the name of the map. What is it called?
Undertow Spillway.
Undertow. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. And I can confirm from that replay, it was Green that was jumping in with that power climb that also got that pick with the Viper. So just the extra flex as well. But we are going to tower control game 3. Tentacle and Kickbound have already done better than the one time they played against Anarchist earlier in the season, because they did get swept in that one. But now it's 1-1. They were a lot more comfortable in Clan Blitz. They're bringing the same comp to this, I believe, exactly. They're bringing the Heavy, the Rapid Pro, the Splash, and still Green on the Viper. Caller is out for Anarchist, trying to get back that momentum after losing game 2 and getting one step closer to that grand final. The Dynamos just trying to do some like walling out at this point, tries to take out the Ultra Stamp, but that's not going to happen. It's a little bit difficult on non-shooters, and they do get punished by Jason on the Splash, who does have Crab Tank ready to go, so that's a bit of an extra shield. Do they know Tame is there, though? Do they know Tame is there? He's been doing this constantly, and now the bubble is out. The Crab is going to be forced out, but all the specials come out. All the specials come out on the Crab Tank.
Yeah, that was tragic to watch. And like a really, really good play with all those strikes, just when they didn't expect it. Like, oh my god, that Crab Tank was bouncing around like a marble. Ugh! But with this push, it does seem that Anarchists are still not able to grab tower just yet. Like, as I said, well, no, never mind. But yeah, as it stands, Tentacle Nuke really leading strong with the lead. But ooh, nice knockout from Green with that hammer. Oh, never mind. Just flat out a wipeout. All right, I see you, and just like eats into base just because he can. All right, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it was a good Ultra Stamp. You got to be careful with the super jumping. Sometimes if you've got something like a Kraken or an Ultra Stamp bearing down on you, it's pretty much just going to be a double splat, and it was. But Tamers once again just sneaked round, and that is a wipeout. They just cannot deal with Tame and their sneaks and their flanks constantly. It's just putting a thorn in Tentacle to Kickbound side. I mean, for now they're okay because they do have the lead. They've pushed it to 47. Anarchists haven't got one yet. This is really going to be their first chance at getting one. Tame, it does have a big bubbler ready, so they might want to push back. I mean, they're not really a tower bubbler Tame. They're going to use that thing aggressively, and they do. And it gets broken straight away, but they are moving towards the second checkpoint, trying to get that done. Picks on both sides. Zaid absolutely... Zaid rushes in with the Rapid Pro, but you know what? It works out. They do win that fight. 10 points off the lead, Anarchist. So Tentacle and Kickbound hold it with just over half of the game gone.
Yeah. As we see strikes coming out from Rhythm, yes. Really trying to push back the Anarchists from being able to keep on pushing. As we see now, the the Rapid does seem to be avoiding those whales. Alright, so the Crab has come out. That's a really good placement for it with that high elevation. Already we see Green coming in with that sword, really trying to push in a little bit more for that tower. Does seem to be, like, you know, doing really good with that push. But with those strikes coming out as well, it really does feel like a lot of back and forth between these teams. Like, no one's really able to grab tower, and I say that, like, of course, Anarchists grab it themselves.
Yeah, it's quite a good push team fight there from Anarchist to make way for this push. 1496 is almost going to get taken out. They just about back up. They're trying to stop this lead from happening, though, and I don't know if it's going to happen. Jason is rushing, but that's not going to get it done. Can the Ultra Stamp get it done? They're rushing tower, but they get taken out as well. Surely that's going to be the lead. No one's on tower right now. It's 1 point, and there it is. There is the lead. Snipes gets on and then immediately gets taken out, but I don't think that's going to be the end of the push, because that's a really good pick from Rhythm. It's going to be more points on the board for Anarchist. Say trying to get the pick on tower, but Rhythm is on fire right now. They are already as well. The bubble is going to protect tower through that path. It gets taken out, but I don't think it's going to matter at this point. 3 players for Anarchist around tower. Are they going to get it done right now? It looks like they will, and they do.
That was an incredible push. Wow. You were saying it. Rhythm was definitely feeling a rhythm with like how fast they were moving, throwing out specials, taking names, just like what a series. Oh, what a series of plays that was. Yeah. I need to see this again, because this was like this is one of those games where it's just like it was again a very even playing field at a certain point, but like the moment that lead was taken, like it was like such a choke point where like, oh my god, like we can't let them take lead. They're almost taking lead, and then they did, and like there was really little stopping them from like pushing forward after that. Like I'm wondering like how much of that was just like because they were just holding their ground so well, or how much of that was just like, they took lead. Well, you know what I mean? Just kind of broke their spirits, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. I want to say the former, because like, you know, I wish to interpret the best out of like all players all the time, of course. But yeah, it was just like really strong series of just like clutch plays, just like really holding on to that tower just like the entire time. I think what really happened is that Nuke just got scattered. They just got scattered way too much. Like there was just like you saw at the end there was just like one person was somewhere, someone was somewhere else. They didn't really group up in a way that could like really like push on tower. There was like an attempt at a flank, I'm assuming, but like it didn't really seem to work out, considering that the distraction from the flank didn't last all that long, and they could have lasted longer if they were supported by their teammate. Maybe I'm looking into this too hard, but that's just how I see it.
Yeah, I think I feel like there may have been some desperation to keep the lead, because I mean, when Anarchists were close to that lead, when they were going through the checkpoint, they seemed to start rushing in. I think it was Jason that kind of just rushed tower, but they were pretty alone. They just dropped down with splash to try and get them off tower. But then, I mean, I think everyone on Anarchist was there, and Tame got the bubble out, so it kind of snowballed from there. I feel like I think once Anarchist had the lead, they couldn't. Tentacle Inkbound didn't really recover, and by that point they were just kind of staggered. So, you know, I think at some point you've just got to accept that they're going to take the lead, you know, because they have everyone near tower, they have specials up. So, you know, just think about regrouping for, you know, to stop their push. They're going to take lead. You're just going to have to take it back towards the end without kind of staggering everyone from that point. That's what it looked like from the top down view, at least. You know, once they had the lead, it was just stagger after stagger, and Rhythm hitting all of their shots with the slusher.
Yeah, well, regardless, we are going into game 4, like game quote unquote 4, with Splat Zone's Umami Ruins. This should be fascinating, with the split zones and everything. I feel like Dynamo just like getting on like the mid stack would easily just be able to like cap like both in like 2 hits if uncontested, so like that could be like an interesting like positioning for a weapon like that. Otherwise, like the circular platform area near base could also be really good for like the heavy splatling, for example. There's definitely a lot of different ways to best utilize this terrain, so we'll just have to wait and see how that turns out.
Yeah, I can kind of see both comps working here. As you said, with the Dynamo, that can work, as you said, but then Tentacle and Kinkbound have been bringing the Heavy and the Rapid Pro at the same time. I could see those kind of working together here if they're able to set up, because they've got all the range. Umami's quite an open map, you know. That circular area, as you said, the kind of dome area. It's quite easy for someone to sit up there and just chip at the other side. And
I'm sure it has a call out name. I'm just not familiar with it.
I've always called it dome. So
All right,
yeah,
yeah.
it's dome, I guess. But yeah, not too many comp changes. I don't think there's any at all, except maybe snipes on the rapid deco. I don't think they were on that before, or maybe they were and I just missed it. But yeah, rapid deco with killer whale and angle shooter. As we move to splat zones, anarchists 1 game off the grand final now. Tentacle and Kinkbound need to get it done. The loser of this does go to play Solent Cardinals in the losers final. We have found out they beat Portsmouth Paladins, who were runners up last season, but they're here finishing 4th for this one. So Solent Cardinals will have another chance at one of these two teams, but who is it going to be? Tentacle and Kinkbound doesn't want it to be them. And so they've just started this game strongly again. They just need to keep an eye on Tame, and there you go, take him out. They do get the bubble out, but Tame gets taken out before being shielded by that big bubbler. And this is a really strong start again.
Oh wow, that was so close. Yeah, sorry, I don't know if you saw like where that hammer hit. Yeah, that was like, oh, they must have hit like that. What's the 70 hitbox of it at least? Oh wow, with those strikes coming out, really pushing forward to try and get Tentacle Nuke back off, which it really does seem like they have. Wow, that's practically a wipeout, though it's really just the decav like soloing those zones to cap. Nice placement of that bubble, but also nice placement of that crab that will shred it and try to paint over zone, which kind of did a little bit. Already, oh, Mesmerizer, nice taking that out with the rapid. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't get a chance. I don't think they brought this version specifically. I think they were using like a freezer version, like a 3rd chip version. But yeah, they went for this one for whatever reason. I think it's like what was it? Line marker and I forgot the special. I think like what, jet
it's
pack?
killer whale.
Killer whale. That was my second guess. Thank you. Trust. Well, there you go. There it is.
In a really good spot as well from Snipes. I should say Mesmerizer is Snipes. They just go by Mesmerizer now in the game. But yeah, if you hear me saying Snipes, that's who I'm referring to. Probably one of the best UK players for a while. And once again, Tentacle and Kinkbound, you know, one of these two teams getting a good start, but the other team just says no and gets an even better one. And Anarchists are very close to winning this one. 1 player down on Tentacle Nuke. They have to neutralize the zone. This Ultra Stamp has to get something, but it doesn't. They are 2 down. They're not going to be able to outpaint that. Anarchists with a 100-0 once they had control of the zone. 3-1 set win, and they will go through to the grand final.
They really refused for that zone to be painted. Like, look, you can even see on the map, like, at the very end, they're able to, like, kind of get it, but it was just too little too late. Ugh, unfortunate. Incredible play, incredible quick game from Anarchists right there. Phenomenal performance from both teams, admittedly, but like that was just like despite like the fact that the decav right there was the only one left taking back that zone, the fact that they were able to hold it the entire time thereafter is incredible. That has to be commended, like flat out. That is not an easy thing to do when they had like such an early lead already to begin with.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Anarchists were just really able to set up. I think it was from that wipeout. Almost everyone in the game got spotted there for a second. I think Zaid was the only one up for Tentacle Nuke, and they had both Snipes and Tame to deal with. And they actually got a really good direct on Snipes to take them out, but not quite able to repeat that against Tame, who did get the pick and painted all the zones. And they just, I think they just had enough time to get in. And we saw Snipes on the opponent's dome with the killer whale coming out, and you know that's such a difficult top comp to get back into once they set up. You've got a Dynamo, you've got a Rapid Pro, you've got a Slosher and a Decav. That's like so much chip coming out against you. You know, you just have to get clipped by 2 of those things, and you're just gonna get splattered.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? That's the nature of the game.
It really is.
Yeah, but with that, that should do it for uppers finals. We will be taking a short break, and we will be back with lower finals. Is that how you call it?
I think it's lower. They call it lower finals. Yeah, lower final,
Yeah,
losers
yeah,
final,
yeah,
whatever you want.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll be back in a bit with 10 School Kickbound and Solent Cardinals in the losers final for whoever gets a chance to fight Anarchists again in the grand final. But yeah, don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back in a bit.
Hello and welcome back to the NSE UK Splatoon University League. We are now in lower finals. We are going to be witnessing the Cardinals up against Team Tentacle Nuke. So that should be very exciting. Oh, of course. My name is Optical Drop. Excuse me, I forgot an introduction. Ugh. Basic greeting stuff. What is that? I'm joined with Conroe. Say hi. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm still here.
Yeah. We just witnessed in upper finals, Tentacle Nuke unfortunately lost their set there, so now they are here for an act of redemption, a possible second chance. And if they want that, they'll have to go through Cardinals in order to do that. Already starting off with our first game of the mini set of Turf War, we will be going to Urchin Underpass again for the first one.
Yeah, interestingly, I mean, we've just seen Tentacle Nuke Kingbound fight against Anarchists in the winners final, and they started here, but that was Anarchist pick. This time it was Tentacle Nuke Kingbound's pick. So they lost there when Anarchist picked it, but they've decided to go here now. So
I respect. Yeah.
Okay, but they've brought a reflux now. They've taken inspiration from Snipes again. I don't think they had a reflux before, but they've decided, yeah, this is what we're gonna use here. You know what? I actually think it's a different player. I think that's Mr. Egg. The name is Gert, but I think that's Mr. Egg on the reflux, and that might be partly why.
Eggs with milk, call that dairy. Already, like, from Cardinals, we're seeing the Mini, the Dapple, and as I say them, they drop as soon as I say it. Alright, cool, awesome. But yes, Tentacle Nuke also really going really hard with all this painting and the maneuvering. This is just, like, amazing skirmishing from, like, Zayd over here, for example. Just constant squid rolling. Like, I'm impressed with this. I wish I could be that consistent with my squid rolls.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a skill sometimes. Squid roll. It seems simple, but just to be able to squid roll as soon as you kind of go into squid form, you know, in the heat of the moment, it can be quite tough. But Solent Cardinals, of course, we have just seen Tentacle Nuke, but Solent Cardinals do, of course, have Yoshel on their team, who I believe is Star Yoshi, and they do also have Wither, who I always mention it as soon as we see this team, but they play Dapples almost exclusively, and they will be constantly just running at you and using Reef Slider as soon as they get it, just causing chaos on your side of the map if they can. So far, Tentacle Nuke have been pretty good at shutting Wither down, Wither's just jumped straight back in, and they've dived right into 3 of them. Sadly, they weren't able to do anything there, but that's what I mean. That is their playstyle. You know, it's just do that, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, I'll just super jump back in and try again.
Hyper dive? No, but for real, a thing I was gonna say was like, yeah, like the squid rolling is a bit of a like skill intensive thing, but you can make it easier with intensify action. But is it really worth it? Is it something the real cost? If you or a loved one, and I throw up my phone number on the screen. Anyway, as we can see, Jason is really trying to camp out, trying to scope out things, trying to get in far into their base to try and ink it. Very, very sneaky tactical maneuver. I love that. Oh, looks like Spookster has caught in wind, trying to go back, but realized, no, I'm needed here.
I think Jason did actually get picked off by someone else. I think the Mini went back to him because I saw a burst bomb. Yeah, I saw a burst bomb on the screen. So.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Tentacle Nuke Kingbound are on the back foot towards the end. Oh, nice double there, I think, from Zayd, though. If they can follow up, maybe they'll have enough time, but it was only Zayd and the Dynamo, actually, so I don't know if they've got enough time to bring this back. The splashdown is going to take out the super jump at least. They are bringing it back a little bit, but I'm not sure if they've had time there.
Valiant last-minute attempt, or last-second attempt, but unfortunately, 10% off. Yeah, very, very impressive plays, like, near the end. Again, like, trying to make that comeback. I feel like, even though that Dynamo was being really, really smart and sneaky with trying to get into the enemy base, it really just was not worth it in the end. They really should have, like, in my opinion, focused on, like, at least, like, instead of painting from behind, attacking them from behind, that way they would have led to their team being able to push up even further. I don't know how easy that would be, but then again, that is a Dynamo we're talking about that can consistently one-shot now, well, at least more so.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. Jason basically had 2 choices there, to either try and fully sneak past them and just paint on their side of the map, or turn towards them, with the Dynamo and get at least one pick. You'd like to think you would at least get one because those players were like right there, and Dynamo, of course, the one hit range has quite a bit of range. So like, you know, before you get taken out, you could probably get one or two, and that may have been the better choice there. He may have seen that. I think Solent Cardinals players were cooled, so you know, if you're going to take them out and, you know, die for it yourself when you're not cooled, is that going to be worth it? Because they might just jump back in. But yeah, sadly, I mean, it may have worked sneaking around if they didn't get spotted, but you know, it didn't work, I guess, because they did get spotted. So Solent Cardinals do take the first Turf War game in this best of 3 mini set. Obviously, Turf War is just going to count for the first game in a full best of 5 set. But Tentacle and Geekbound have chosen Nakomart this time. They haven't gone to Barnacle and Dime again like in the previous game, which they also lost as well. They are going to go somewhere different, and it is Nakomart.
We got the pencil, the red pen too. Ooh. It really is interesting to see, like, now that Dynamo is actually seeing play, this gives players like the chance to use like other cooler options and gives like red pencil a chance to show up, because, you know, even though it didn't start out that way, pencil has proved itself to be a very, very good main weapon. And now, because that kit was always just good, but only outclassed because it was the one that wasn't the one with the cooler, now it actually has the chance to be able to use, like, for what it is, which is the alternative pencil. And as we can see, it does seem that it's being put to good use. Right now we see like some strikes coming out, I assume from the bucket. But as I say that, Spookster really like trying to hold off on that ledge right there. Like, gotten some soda, but it wore off. Trying to avoid that Booyah Bomb. Really nice falling off there. Unfortunate, because that does mean that it's a bit of a permanent drop off. But Zayd coming in with that blaster, taking them out. Oh, and with the... Ooh, that was a very interesting counter to that triple splashdown. Yoshi right there trying to clean up that mess that was being caused in their base as well.
Yep, and Yoshel kind of showing why they're one of the best players in the UK with that splashdown punishment with the pencil. That was very impressive, and it did stop Zayd's little rage they were on there, because they were on a good one. They got one pick, they almost got a second and maybe a third as well with the splashdown, but Yoshel shut that down, and now it is Solent Cardinals coming back in, looking to get to the grand final. 2 players down on Tentacle Nuke, so they're still on the back foot, and Jason tries to go in with the Dynamo, gets picked off by Yoshel again, who is just holding space on the left stack. Very difficult to kind of push in when you know their pencil can hit their shots. And I think that's Mr. Egg, just manages to stay alive. Green with them here, just trying to get something going on the left side of the map. The Ultra Stamp comes out. There's 3 players ahead of them with a super jump. I think they're going to try and take that out, but Wither was able to land and move out of the way. Although now, all of a sudden, there's 2 picks helped by the Torp. So this might be the swing that Tentacle and the Kingbound were looking for, but they have lost 2 players again. Yoshel is just holding firm on Solent Cardinals' defense.
Absolute anarchy, no pun intended, going around like everywhere on this map. Oh, and with Jason down, it does seem that those dualies almost got that tornado.
Torpedo.
Oh my god.
Same thing.
Nice free from the Dapples as well. Unfortunately, getting taken out by the Wiper, and the pencil really trying to keep things in mid-blue. But that Dynamo takes them out as well! That is a very orange map, if I do say so myself.
It is. I think this is Tentacle Nuke Inbound's game. No doubt there, I don't think. Was it? Yes, it was. Sorry, I got the colors confused there. But yeah, I mean, 3 players down on the Solent Cardinals at the end. I think Tentacle Nuke Inbound clearly saw what Yoshel was doing and said, you know what, let's just take out the other 3. And then, you know, Yoshel can only do so. They're only one player. But Jason did get a very nice vertical slash pick on them at the end as well, just to seal the deal. And hopefully this is a sign of things to come in this set. The Turf War is 1-1. It should be said, by the way, these 2 teams in the winter season, which is the previous season, they played each other in the losers semi-final. So essentially for, third and fourth place. And Tentacle Nuke Inkbound won that one. So Solent Cardinals finished fourth before Tentacle Nuke Inkbound then lost to Portsmouth Paladin. So they finished third last time as
there it is.
well.
There's
and there is there is
you
Barnacle
thought we could escape
and
it for good? Nah, that's what game 3's for.
Yeah, but it is Solent Cardinals' pick. They seem to be like reverse picking what the other team kind of would be expected to pick. But yeah, so these two teams have met a lot as well. I mean, they've met twice this season already, and they've both won one match each. The Tentacle Nuke won the first one, and then Solent Cardinals won the second. So, two very closely matched teams, and they both won another go at Anarchist. The dominant team for a while in NSE, but they can be beat. Tentacle Nuke Inkbound won one game, and they were close to getting more as well. And I mean, Anarchists, they lost one of their Swiss games because none of these teams have got a pure 100% record in this tournament. They all lost in the Swiss stage, which makes it very interesting, to be honest. There isn't one team that's like absolutely dominating everyone, but we are still looking for who is going to get to challenge them one more time. It is game 3 of the Turf War set. It's essentially just a pure best of 5 set from here. Whoever wins this will win the Turf War mode in the set. And again, there's not too much difference. So Tentacle Nuke Inkbound staying with that aggressive comp they're running, and no difference on Solent Cardinals as well, with Yosho still bringing that red pencil.
Yeah, really sticking to the guns with playing it safe, especially on a map like this. Why wouldn't you? Already, it looks like that milk is ready to be delivered, or some. I don't know, something expiration date. There's chat. Am I on to something? Is there something here that I can pull from? Who cares? Booyah Bomb coming out to really keep them at bay in order to secure that they can just paint their face, I guess. Which fair. Star Yoshi coming out with that pencil. Really trying to take control of mid, especially with that rain that they just threw out. Already weakening that other player. I couldn't see who that was. Forcing him to jump back into base with a triple splashdown to have to contest it with another jump after that too. Really does seem that Cardinals is leading the fray here with barely survived that amazing tanking of that strike. Unfortunately, they do go down in the end.
Wow. I think they'll be wondering how Yosho didn't get splattered by any of that. The Booyah Bomb they were just able to get away from. There was a wall coming out to defend them.
That was constant anxiety, just seeing Dapple just almost jumping into the water, only to then get splattered in the face. I'm sorry, that just... Whew.
Yeah, I mean, Solent Cardinals, this was their pick, as we said, and it's definitely... they're definitely proving why they picked this so far. The rain is coming out. Jason is going to have to move out of the way of that with Dynamo, trying to get something really pushed up, trying to just get a pick with the Dynamo, but they are able to back up without being punished. Wither is on the other team's snipe, trying to get something with the Dapple. And oh wow, that BR bomb was personal on that Dynamo. That was straight at them. I mean, Mr. Ed goes down as well after using it, so that is pretty much a trade. And Yosho is just constantly getting little picks with this pencil that make it so difficult for Tentacle Nuke Inkbound to kind of group up and do anything here.
Yeah, already with only 45 seconds left on the clock, it really does look like Tentacle Nuke is going to have to push really, really hard if they want to be able to come back from this. Really does seem that I'm sorry, all the squid jumping is making me dizzy. No, but here goes the reef. That was oof. Unfortunately, not able to get out of the time. It does seem that the Dapple player is taking a lot of names.
Oh, wow.
Gotten Aura with the soda going into their base. Cardinals has a huge lead here. More strikes coming out in order to keep that momentum going. Oh, wow. With Star Yoshi even still, keeping things under wraps from any sort of flanking, it looks like they were able to lock them out of the map. That was an incredible, just seizing of the map right there. What a way to end this mini set.
It was, and dare I say it, I think Tentacle Nuke Inkbound just got withered. At the end, you can't let Wither do that. You can't let them get onto your sniper and use a Reef Slider and get a couple that way and then follow it up with 2 more as well. It's just not going to work for you. And yeah, Tentacle Nuke Inkbound, I mean, really struggled in that game. I think Solent Cardinals just had a game plan there that they stuck with. Yosha was just very comfortable for a lot of that. I mean, even here, I don't know how they didn't get splattered, but
Yeah.
Mr. Egg just had to fall and just get taken out there. And yeah, Wither just able to set up constantly on this side of the map, and it was just so hard for Tentacle Nuke Inkbound to get past all that. There is that reef slide
They
that got
struggled to
one.
fall down. It just did not work out. Like I saw like the panic in those motions. It was very unfortunate timing, but yeah, just yeah, it really was like such a strong push from Cardinals to really secure this game for themselves. Like along with that triple from the Dapples, like it really just was like the strikes and like generally the pencil just like keeping things on lockdown, like everything ensuring that they were working cohesively as a team, which you always love to see in like high level gameplay like this.
Yeah, you definitely do. It's close turf war mini set, and now we're going to go to the ranked modes, and we're once again going to see Undertow Spillway, but not in tower control. This time it is Rainmaker, so we're going to see a different order of the ranked modes coming out, and yeah, Rainmaker Undertow Spillway is the pick from Tentacle Nuke Inkbound. So maybe they have a plan here, a better one than they did for tower control against Anarchists. I mean, to be fair, it was going well for them for a while. It's just the final push that Anarchists came out with that kind of sealed it. But I mean, Solent Cardinals, with the comp they run, I'd at least be worried about the Dapple being able to do something with Reef Slider, especially where the left checkpoint is, which is where you usually go for a push. You don't have to, but most teams do go that way. So yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see like if they'll choose to like stick with that or they'll switch off to something else. There is a way in which like Reef could be worked in this map on this mode, because like you do have the higher elevation with like that one section with the grates and I guess like the glass ceiling area, but like otherwise it's going to be a little tricky to work around. We see a Dread out here. Interesting. Oh, nope. Yep, they are committed to those Dapples. I respect it. Another heavy to see out and about. Ooh, love to see it. And from Tactical Nuke, we got their Rapid Blaster, the Freezer Rapid Blaster out again. I don't know if they brought it to last game, I forget, but that is always a fun one to see. Off the bat, it does seem that the shield was broken from Rainmaker, and Cardinals was able to grab it, going straight for the check, only to backpedal once they realized they don't have as much momentum as they thought. Did end up pivoting to the other check. I don't know how they're surviving this. Oh, and okay, as I said, okay, yeah, all right.
Oh man, players everywhere. Nice picks coming out from Jason. It's worth saying, yeah, Tentacle Nuke Inkbound, these are the weapons I'm definitely more familiar with the playing. I think they have like a different comp for kind of turf war, but Jason is back on the splash. Zaid is, yes, they do normally use that rapid throw, the one with Tacticaler, and Mr. Egg / Gert, the one on Dread, that I believe is their main weapon. They are normally on the Dread. They are a very good Dread player, so it'll be hopefully see some good Dread plays and good reef slides, and it's going well so far. I mean, they've got the check, and they're still going, and all of the players are still up. Green's Ultra Stamp is doing so much. All four players just pushing together, the Ultra Stamp forcing the way through, and they've pushed it to 12, and they still have some specials out. Jason with the Crab Tank. Can they pick up that rain and get a few more points on the board before it goes away? It's about to disappear, guys. They're not able to get more, but that is a very strong push.
What's that push? It's like they just started and didn't stop.
Whoops.
Oh, Gert, no, Gert, no. That was a valiant attempt with the reef slider. Unfortunately, they will have to super jump out of that. Good call from that. Being that they're like back at mid, yeah, no, they're popping. They're looking to. I think they want a knockout. I think they want a knockout real bad. I can already. Why else would they have popped that? Like, I know there's like 3 minutes left, but like, come on. Throwing out Sodas and Crab, throwing out all the specials, trying to get around that wave breaker. This seems to have ended now, so they don't have to worry about it anymore. Zaid really going up. I don't know what it is with Zaid, man. They are so fast. Like, it's giving me motion sickness.
Okay, well, we have a DC, and it's on the side of Tentacle Nuke, who are leading. So I don't know if they could reset. I mean, they're the team that's in the lead, but no one's stopping. No one's stopping. So we might. I mean, I'll just assume that we're still going here because they didn't stop play. It might have been past the time limit for a replay, so it might just be down to these three players here. Unfortunately, they've lost probably the best weapon for kind of walling out. They've lost the dread with all of that kind of, chip they do, the AoE and the reef slide as well.
Ooh, that was that heavy.
Yeah, it was. Considering the Solent Cardinals players, I feel like they could get this done here. Yosho is really taking aggressive positions, which they know they can because they're a player down. Another nice pick. Jason goes down as well. That was a real chance for them to get the pick, but they weren't able to. The caller is out. They still have to push it to 12, we should say, so they're not quite there. The Ultra Stamp is out, and they have lost it.
Yeah, if they are able to, like, take it back from this, even with just the 3 players, like, that would still be really impressive considering how far they have to go in order to take lead. That being said, that crab being taken out is definitely going to help with doing that. It looks like the Rainmaker is... Ooh, sorry. We said 12, not 21. Very opposite, actually. Wait. What?
Oh, they still cut.
Wow. Yeah, they were still going. Wait. The strikes. Yeah, the strikes are going to pop it. Yeah, no, that's going to take lead. Yeah, that's it. Oh. You said, well, no knockout.
No knockout. They have an absolute mountain. This will be the most impressive comeback I've ever seen in my life if these 3 players are able to get this game. They almost stopped it, to be fair. Wither was the only one alive, but yeah, they just had all that pain from the strikes and the burst, and they were able to pick it up and get all the way to almost a dunk. And this is going to be very difficult. Oh, that reef slide. Oh, okay. I don't know how they didn't get picked, but they do get picked eventually. It is a wipeout against the 3 players on Tentacle Nuke Inkbound. And so the Cardinals have the... Oh, wow. Yeah, nice pick.
Yeah. I think that's the Splash-O-Matic that's really trying to get in. Unfortunately, they got taken out. Oh, but unfortunately, the Rainmaker does not make it to the goal in time. But it does look like they'll be able to grab it right back. And... What? Oh, come on. You can't keep doing this to me. Just... All right. Fine. Go, like, take it in overtime. Sure. That works too. Okay. So, that was the game ever. How are we going to determine whether or not this, like, does this count? Like, what happens with the DC? Like, they played it out, and I respect them for playing it out. But what happens now?
Well, I was just kind of looking for the rules for that, and well, the team without a disconnection did not have 50 more points, 50 points or more, because Tentacle and Inkbound were the ones that made the push, and so they would have been allowed a replay if they had a DC still. And the time limit is just basically halfway through, and I feel like that DC happened before 2.5 minutes were up. I might be wrong on that. The only thing is, I'm not sure. Normally, if you want to replay, you have to kind of you stop playing and you close the lobby down.
Yeah, I was unsure if they were like, we should keep playing just in case, but like...
Oh, it happened after. It did happen within, they're allowed to replay there, so...
Maybe they didn't realize that? Who knows? Maybe there's something they can do to, like, discuss that with some TOs. I would not be surprised if they attempted that. But either way, like, from what it seems like, yeah, Cardinals will just be taking that game as well. All right, and if we are going to be moving forward, then it will be Land Blitz in Scorch Gorge. Well, okay.
The team of the DC. Okay.
Both, not one or the other at Caster. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yep. They're hearing us. They're answering it for us. Thank you. All right. Yeah. So we'll just move on to Clan Blitz then.
Yep. Clan Blitz, Scorch Gorge again. They're very understandable that Tentacle Nuke Inbound would pick this one. Yeah, the DC was definitely unfortunate considering how that game was going for them before that disconnect happened. And they did lose a player that would be very good at walling the other team out once they did have that push with the Dread AoE and the Reef Slide. But they're not out of this yet. They are 2 games down. They're going to have to win 3 in a row to make the winners final. But they must be confident going into Clamblitz Scorched Gorge, because they had, a very strong push to close out that game against Anarchist. It was the only game they won in that set in the winners final. So yeah, I could definitely see them being confident on this one.
Yeah. Again, like this was a map that they have been able to prove they are very proficient in. Whether or not they are able to prove that they can be out proficient by it to their opponents. Oh my god, my words are hard today. Whether or not they're better than their opponents is yet to be seen. We'll just have to watch the game and stuff.
Yes, we will watch the game and stuff, definitely.
Yes, and stuff.
We should all be doing that.
Please watch this game. Don't just listen to me. Like, get off your second monitor. Come on. I know you're listening to me. All right. Already, yep, it does seem to be fairly standard comps for them. All right. And yeah, I do feel like the Dynamo and the Splatling will get a lot out of the like extra elevations, both from that middle tower section, but also just like the ledges at the edge of their base in general. But on top of that, like the Dread could easily take advantage of that as well. Just like, always remember to look up because it might be rain. Wait, guys, already hear Aura? What? Really?
Yeah, someone went ham at the start of this game, and they are already, and it's a very good first push for Solent Cardinals. They're going to take this down to 50, and they're probably going to take it down to even more as well, because Spookster has 7 clams, and I don't really know if Tentacle Nuke Inkbound are anywhere near the basket to stop this. No, this is a very strong push. They've only got 20 points left to get before winning this game, and there are clams spawning right there. The Ultra Stamp is going to try and do something. Spookster is just going to sit back. They're not going to try and keep that basket open. I mean, I can understand that. It's a very strong push. Yeah. 6 clams on them, so you can form another one.
Quite honestly, that was a nice bomb. Quite honestly, there was no real need to want to push for a knockout when you got like to 20 so early on. Like, that's such a big push. You don't really need to like contest if it looks like too dangerous. I'm surprised they survived the super jump, if anything. Some nice strikes coming out to try and make it for a push to throw in another super clam, which they are successful in doing. Oh, look at those Cardinals fly.
Wow. Yes, they are flying. They've already got rid of the penalty time. They have enough clams to win the game. If this player can get all of them in, I think it's Spookster that has
more.
The rest.
Come on, Spookster, you got plenty. No!
Okay. They tried. They tried. They decided to go for it this time, which is a bit more understandable. But that is a wall of Tentacle Nuke Inkbound players, and they are not able to get back in. Green is sneaking around top mid, trying to get a pick, trying to open the way for Tentacle Nuke Inkbound. They've already got a couple of strong pushes on Clam Scorch before. They can definitely do it again. And Green is going to open the way. And actually, there's 3 players down for Solent Cardinals. Wither is the only one alive. They're going top left right now just to defend. They have Reef Slider ready. Are they going to try and use it aggressively just to clear them out, or are they going to wait for their teammates? They don't really have to do too much right now. They don't have too many clams. Out comes the Reef Slide, but it gets fully punished, and it's not able to get anyone. Tentacle Nuke Inkbound's push is starting to slow down, but it's pretty good. They've pushed it down to 38. Jason is just going to regroup in mid, and they're definitely not out of this game yet.
Yeah, oh my god, the fact that Cooler could just act as a wall is hilarious. But yes, that was a very valiant attempt of a push from Nuke right there. That was like a really good push. Like, if they're able to just do that again, do it again. In the wise words of like someone from like Napoleon Dynamite, I think. Then like, yeah, straight up, like they could easily like as big of a deficit as this looks, they could easily like come back from this fairly easily. That being said, I wouldn't count Cardinals out either, because like, oh my god, this is one of those even games, isn't it? It does really seem that, it does seem that Tentacle Nuke is like very heavily defending their basket, because it does seem that Cardinals has like an intention to push, but they don't really seem to be able to do that. Oh, that is an amazing Reef Slider right there, taking out that crab ball in its Bakugan form. Absolutely magnificent.
It really was, and that was actually important because there were 2 players down elsewhere for Solent Cardinals, and Wither is able to delay their push, but for how long? They have a lot of clams here, Tentacle Nuke. If they're able to get through, this could be the game going their way. The caller is ready from Zaid, but they've lost 2 players elsewhere. Despite that, the caller is up anyway, so they may be just trying to get a super jump spot. I think they have actually super jump, but Mr. Egg is quickly taken out by Yosho, who almost gets another one as well. Going for green instead. Wither is there to clean up, and they do. It's just Jason on the splash, who does get one. They're going for another one on Wither, but they have to, just stay alive at this point because there's not long left for Tentacle Nuke Inkbound to stay in this set. They have 3 specials ready. Ultra Stamp, Grab Tank, and Reef Slider ready to go. They have to form something. They have to get something going with those specials for sure. Wither is sharking mid, just trying to get a pick with the Dapple when the opportunity comes out. 10 seconds left, and this really is it. This really is it now for Tentacle Nuke. They got to get it done on this push.
And we're going into overtime. I can never tell how overtime in this mode works, but yes, we are in overtime now. Unfortunately, the Soda acting as another wall, protecting the nukes from that Dapple throwing in a super. This is their last chance to maybe take this game as they're throwing clam after clam, desperately trying to grab victory in their grasp. Grab their grasp. What am I saying, man?
Oh no, there's lost 3. Jason has to get it all done, but it's a wipeout.
That is a
it's
wipeout.
Game over for Tentacle Nuke Inkbound. They just didn't quite have all the clams they needed to get it done on that last push. They were getting the picks for a while there, but it required a lot of team fight victories to get it done, and they just couldn't do it. Jason needed a double at the end. They could only get 1 pick, and that is the set going to Solent Cardinals.
Yeah, I think that goes to show, despite that, the tenacity from Tentacle Nuke to be able to almost etch out a victory for themselves, despite not actually succeeding in that. The fact that they got so close near the end, the fact they were able to break the barrier in overtime like that, they have the ability to do amazing things as a team. Unfortunately, Cardinals were unfortunately able to show them up in this set and have just absolutely gone crazy with all of the different maneuverings and stuff they were able to do. It was unfortunate that the disconnect in the game prior led to the results that we see now. So, if it did not end up that way, we may have seen a game 4, but regardless, that's just the way it goes. Congratulations to Cardinals for winning this set.
Yeah, well done to Solent Cardinals. 4th place last season, but they are there in the grand final this season, so it's an improvement of at least 2 places. Will it be 3? Will they be the team to upend Anarchist's Anarchist reign? They are the reigning champions, remember. They did win the winter version as well, Anarchist, and they are there in the grand final, winning the entire winner's side of the bracket, which means they will start the grand final, which is a best of 7, 1-0 up. There is no reset. Anarchist will just, take a point at the start. So, yeah, the grand final is coming up in a very short while, guys. We're going to go to a very quick break, but we will be back with the grand finals in a bit. So, don't go anywhere. Hello everyone, welcome back to the NSE UK Splatoon University League hosted by Dapple Productions. It is time for the grand final of the spring season. I am Conroe back again, and once again I'm joined by Optical Drop. Welcome, Optical.
Hello, hi. Happy to be here. This is going to be such an amazing set to be able to witness. I don't know about you, but I'm really excited.
Yeah, me too. The grand final is always a good one. Anarchist here yet again, fighting Solent Cardinals, who, as we said before, finished 4th in the winter season, but they are here now in the final against Anarchists. And I don't know if we mentioned it today, but there is money involved in this. The winning team does get £200. So, yeah, we didn't forgot to mention it today, but there is some money on the line in this as well. I think it's BUEC. I'm not actually sure what that stands for, but I see the letters BUEC mentioned everywhere in the NSE tournament. So it might be an organization that helps with that. But yeah, Anarchist, Solent Cardinals. So yeah, we mentioned it briefly before, but this is a best of 7, but it's kind of weighted towards the team that won the winners final. So there won't be a bracket reset. Instead, it's a best of 7. It's a best of 7, but they just get the first point.
A best of A best of Sorry. Anyway, once again, third time's the charm, starting off with Turf War Urchin Underpass. They really like going here, these teams, for their first game, which, you know what? Respect. I like, as an OG fan, I respect that. Wow, already Anarchist going really far into the map off rip. That is very bold. Even more respect. But unfortunately, they do seem to be getting pushed back. Oh, unfortunately, just before they could utilize those strikes, the Brella goes down.
Oh man, unfortunate. Yosho is just dropping in with the mini. Yeah, Anarchists, should we said Anarchists chose this map, as they did choose this one. in game 1 against Tentacle the Geekbound, and it worked out for them there as well. So Yosho is on the mini, which obviously paints a lot, which you probably need in Turf War. They've played a few different weapons in their turf games here, including the red pencil, but all of a sudden, it is swinging in Solent Cardinals' favor here. 3 players down on Anarchist, and they are going to start to move in. Is that Wither? I think that is that Wither on the top right already on that Dapple's taken a really strong position, and they have Reef Slider ready. If Snipes dares to drop down, they are going to instead use their BR bomb, and Wither is going to drop down to just shark for a pick here. Does Snipes know they're there? It doesn't matter. Wither's going to Reef Slide, doesn't get anything because of the shield, and they get punished for it.
Man, I am noticing a lack of milk this game, considering that it's been brought to like a lot of the other previous games. I guess someone got a little lactose intolerant for this map. I don't know. It is really cool to see that like this map has been consistently the go-to like first map for this like mini set for Turf War. Is Urchin Underpass the new Barnacle and Dime?
I guess it is. This is the last day of NSE, so
who knows?
Tay just they're in a fight. They're in a fight against Yosho with the burst.
Wow, already Decaf taking some names, getting a double off rip, grabbing that aura because I guess they got something earlier. Chasing down someone else, not before throwing out a shield, I guess, to have as a beacon? Strange placement. It could have been an accident, who knows. Either way, really nice comeback protection shenanigans from Cardinals. Really looking to lock in, grabbing as much ground as possible, coming out with Soda to really emphasize that they are taking control of this midsection. Really does look like a few anarchists were able to slip behind them, and it looks like they took my advice. They took someone out from behind before going out to paint their base. Wow, that is so sneaky. I love it. I love it. I love it.
It's a sneaky play. Is it going to be enough for them? Are they winning the fights elsewhere? Wither loses to Snipes, which could be important at this point in the game because Snipes can stay alive and paint a little bit more. I'm just assuming Tame was able to keep doing their job in the other team's spawn as well. Look at those decaf lines.
I think that's a safe bet. Oof.
Wow. Yeah.
That was amazing maneuvering from I believe that was a decaf player that went there. Am I wrong?
It was, yeah, it was Tame. I think their in-game name is Tamey Wamey right now, but yeah, they are on the decaf, and they just made a beeline for the other team's spawn area, which they were able to do. And in the meantime, their teammates were winning the fights in mid. Snipes was able to pick off Wither near the end of the game, which is very important for the Reflux to stay alive. I think it was a done deal by then anyway, because there was very little time left, and they won by about 25%. So yeah, really good first game again from Anarchists. Again they chose this map, and again it works out for them. But despite Wither's efforts with the Reef Slide, I do think it was the Brella Shield that kept Rhythm alive there. They got the Brella Shield out and it absorbed the Reef Slider.
That Brella Shield was like the perfect counter. Like I've always said this about like the Brella Shields, like you can set off a nuclear explosion, and as long as it's not a multi-hit, or pierce, it will survive. Like this is a bit that I did in my undercover Brella guide, where I said like you'll live long enough to die from the radiation poisoning later.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dark. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little dark, but it was one I was proud of. But yes, with that, Anarchist, we're able to take that first game from this mini set. Now we're Barnacle and Dime again, can't escape it, regardless of whether or not it's the first one. It will always persists. Taxes, death, and Barnacle and Dime in Turf War for some reason.
Yeah, they really do like this map. It's not even Tentacle New Ginkbound this time. It's Solent Cardinals instead choosing this one. Although, come to think of it, this map did come out in their previous set against Tentacle Nuke, and they just looked very comfortable once Yosha was able to set up, just getting so many picks throughout the game. Is it going to work against the reigning champions? We will have to see. Tame and Rhythm very quickly getting up to the other team's kind of snipe stack area there. The strikes are going to displace them at least, but Tame is going to do what they do best, just run at them, set up the bubble, and get a double with the decav, instantly putting pressure on the other side. Wither's going to go with a bit of a a Reef
Ooh.
Slide just driving back driving back towards their base to help Yoshel. And they survive at least, so there is a bit of a kind of recovery reset for Solent Cardinals. Wither has to be careful here not to get picked off by the Dynamo. They do take out the Tame on the decav finally, and Cool Clone is just going to sit mid with the Dynamo. They've got their eye on Wither. They can see what Wither is trying to do, but they're going to have to do that for the entire time because the Dapples does not let up, and down goes Wither. So they're doing a good job of it so far.
Yeah, like this has been like an amazing back and forth. Like the fact that that Reef Slider was like able to like survive and avoid like getting hit earlier, like that really impressed me. Already we see Spookster just like really trying to keep control of mid, locking them out of being able to advance any bit further. It does seem that Cardinals has a huge lead on this map at the moment. Of course, it's still far too early in the game to say. We're only halfway through this game already, but so it could really go in any direction. Off rip, Anarchist throwing out that bubble in order to help their teammates dive right in. Watch them swoosh right in. As we can see the Brella really going in to try and claim this land for themselves. But yes, as they get their strikes ready. Yeah, really just seem like now it's the shoes on the other foot. They're the ones like keep control. I don't think they meant for the sprinkler to go there, but yeah, you know, it was a funny thing that happened though.
I guess that it paints that tiny little bit, that those 2 pixels that one painted over there.
Oh yeah, of course. Right, like next to where the water was, like that little drop was like that'll matter in the end for the tally for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, at the moment it doesn't matter because Anarchists are looking very much in control, and Solent Cardinals have to get the picks now. Wow, they have 3 players down for Anarchist all of a sudden. Tame is still behind them. Can Wither deal with them? This is a really important fight for the outcome of this game. Wither is just going to splash down, but they're still not able to get it. Tame lives. Is that going to be important? Because Solent Cardinals have lost 2 players again on their way trying to bring this back in, and they've been wiped again. I think Tame has pretty much just saved the game there for Anarchists.
It really is the thing with the Reef Slider, where like the moment that you see it come and you're able to survive and you're anticipating that you're surviving, it is really easy to punish right back. Nice fist bump. Really easy to punish right back, because like that slide was just like there was a chance that, you know, the player could have like gone out of the way, but like, yeah, just unfortunately, what I think was that the clip? Yeah, that was the clip. It started like right before I would have
started right on it.
Man, that's a little. Thank you. Yeah, right there. Oh, just like that hit. The thing with the decav is that the shot came out like slow enough that the Devils could have reacted to it. I guess they just did not have that. Either they didn't expect it for whatever reason, or maybe they just weren't able to get out of their animation lock yet. Which, you know, that is fair. Either way, very strong play from that decav. Just being able to absolutely like single-handedly protect that base again with that shield, just in case if like anyone else was able to come by and do anything funny. But yeah, very strong play from Anarchist, being able to take this game and therefore the mini set for these games of Turf War.
Yeah, well done by the Anarchist clearing that out. And yeah, with the Reef Slide, it was unfortunate. I think you've just got to try and drive it straight at them in a situation like that. I think they were trying to read where Tame was going to go and didn't quite get it, because, you know, the decal's fairly slow. So if you're able to put it right on top of them, you might get it, but not able to. Tame definitely clutching that for the Anarchists, and that puts them 2-0 up in the full set. So we are going to go to the ranked modes for the rest of this. Splat zones coming up first. If we do go to game 7, we will see splat zones again, but we will see it in game 3 here, and it is Solent Cardinals pick. So we're just waiting for them to pick the map essentially, and see what they want to play against Anarchist here, who are very close to yet another win in an NSE season. We've got Mahi, Makomart, Brine Water, Umami, Robo Ramen, and Urchin Underpass. Was it Umami that we saw this team on before against? Oh no, we did play Splat Zones, did they? I can't remember now.
We did see Umami Splat Zones. That was with I believe that was Cardinals and Nuke earlier.
Oh, it was Anarchists. I think I've actually still got it paused. Coincidentally, I've still got it paused on my screen on the Dapple.
Oh well, okay, yeah, that's convenient. Okay.
But yeah. Oh, Brine Water. There you go.
Brine Water. All right. I was gonna say like they could pick any of these maps, like so long as it's not bluefin zones. Oh my god. I don't know if I've mentioned it here. I'm from New York. We have the big Dapple land. They love pushing bluefin zones as like the gimmick map for their events. And you know, I've gotten used to it. It's fine, but man, I'm just personally not a fan.
It's better than every other mode there. I can say that about it, but that's basically
it. It's not a high bar.
It isn't, but slightly semi-fun gimmick.
Say this. It is technically a better version than it was in Splatoon 1. Even Splatoon 1, it didn't even move. It was just like set to the right or left, depending on whether you were from the alpha or beta team. Like, it was just like in one spot, and that just made it a little more advantageous to like whichever team was like the closest to it. And it's just like it's not really how balancing works. Maybe it was more so in that game. I'm not entirely sure, but I doubt it was. All right, now going into this Splat Zones Brine Water game, taking a look at these weapons right here. Very standard for these teams so far. Very much playing it safe, given that it is a relatively simple map. Already off the bat, Anarchists are going to take lead first and foremost and keep it. And just keep it. Already we see a Wavebreaker trying to throw out a little bit of disorientation, and I guess it did, because it did lead Cardinals to be able to take zone back for themselves as well, with a Whale coming out to try and push them back. And it does seem like that's working, although the Strike's coming out to try and keep that hold, which it does! Very impressive play from that.
Yeah, really good stuff from Solar Cardinals. Just they let up a little bit early, but they very quickly come back and painted the zone, and they are getting the picks. The Strike's coming out. Unfortunately, they are now 2 players down themselves. Can Yosho get it done on the heavy? They've picked one off. Are they going to be able to get Tame as well? They know the range on their weapon is longer than Tame, so they're just going to sit back. They're not able to get the pick, but you know, if they approach Tame, they know they're going to die, so they're not going up there. Snipes, in the meanwhile, is back in the fray mid with the Rapid. And they're really pushed up now, actually. It has quickly swung back round to Anarchist's side. Snipes is trying to get a pick, but punished by Yosho. Arguably the best 2 backlines in the UK there, having fighting it out. But Yosho wins that one, and very important trade.
That was a really good trade right there. Oof. Yeah, already with like grabbing that zone back for themselves again. Oh, wow. Okay, Dapples are down. Heavy's down. Wait. Oh, all right then. Anarchists just take it back again. Like, no big deal. All right. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thanks. Oh, man. So much splatting in this zone.
Yeah, the zone is flipping quite quickly here as the backlines just seem to be getting the picks they need to right now. Yosho is again trying to get something. They can see Tame trying to push on their side, you know, doing what they've been doing. They've got, I mean, both these teams have like a hard flanker. They've got, one team's got Tame and one team has Wither and Silent Cardinals. They're in control, but they're probably about to let it up because they are kind of coming back in. But that is a huge double coming out. Wither is able to take the space and push up here. And like, oh, Tame is right there. They have to be careful with that because they do outrange the Dapple. They don't want to lose to them again. They are just going to hold position. And Wither, I feel like Wither can at least wait for some teammates mid to, you know, kind of get some chip damage for them at least. They do actually back off. They're probably, hopefully, at least waiting for a reef slide or something to push in. Oh, wow. Wither's the only one that's alive because everyone else just got splattered. But they've pushed it to 24 at least. So, you know, they do have a chance to regroup here. They're all coming back as one. But are they going to be able to get picked off? Tame sets up the big bubbler. Yosho drops to the left. Oh, it's flipped. Okay, well, there you go. They've taken the zone back straight away.
There is so much back and forth with this game. It could be anyone's game at this point. I'm just impressed seeing like both these teams at the top of their game. This is what we want out of a Grands match right now. Oh wow. As we can see, the Killer Whale coming out, ball being contested by the strikes, was able to avoid the strikes, and Cardinals were able to avoid the whale. Good job, everyone. Oh, coming out with strikes of their own. That Dynamo coming out with their own, or unfortunately getting splatted in the process of trying to retaliate. That Slosher really trying to go in, ends up with the trade. With the Star Yoshi, then it's better than nothing, I guess.
Yeah, I think they'll not be too happy that they got a trade there because Yosho wasn't looking at them. It was again a pretty important trade. That's the thing about Yosho. You just can't. You have to hit your shots, otherwise they're going to at least trade when you don't really want the trade.
Yeah.
Solent Cardinals are able to keep control because of that. There is so much chip coming out. There are so many bombs being thrown. 2 players down for Solent Cardinals. Anarchists in control again. They don't have too much penalty time to work through, and they do at least have triple ink strike, but Tame has overextended a little bit and gets picked off early, so that is going to be a chance for Solent Cardinals to recover here. Rhythm strikes. They know Wither is on the right there. It's Rhythm versus Wither. That is a tongue twister in commentary. And
Yeah.
Wither, it's a trade. Anarchists still have the zone, and they just about have the players up, but the strikes and all the specials are ready on Solent Cardinals. Surely they can take back the zone before the leaders flip. They're just waiting for the time. Are they going to be able to do it?
It looks like that they were. As long as they're able to hold it just for this last 10 seconds, they will be able to take this game. This is such a close match, though, and it looks that Anarchists are coming in to try and grab it back. The strike's coming up, but it was not soon enough. Wow! Congratulations, Cardinal. That was amazing. That was an amazing performance for that game. I can't even front. Both those teams were amazing in this game. This was peak Splatoon right here.
It really was. These are definitely my favorite kind of Splatoon games, like spat zones, and it's just like constant like back and forth. Control of the zone. Both teams have chances to push up, and they're able to, but the other team is just always able to come back in. Like the retakes on both teams were just like so, disciplined. They were able to come back in as a team pretty much every time, like both teams were. And I really liked what Solent Cardinals did at the end. I can't remember who had the zone before Solent Cardinals capped it, but basically the strikes were coming in, and I think it was Yoshel on the heavy or someone that just very quickly capped it with like 2 seconds left, so that they would just win the game because they were the last team to, have the zone capped, and the strikes wouldn't do it fully before the timer went out. And just a really strong game from both teams, but especially Solent Cardinals, because they 2-0 down in a best of 7. You have to. No one wants to go 3-0 down in like a
from how close that
7.
was. Like from how close that was, just from that like last minute thing, like that last second play is like Anarchists were like swarming that zone. They could have easily capped it, but I'm pretty sure, like, I think it was the Dynamo that like solo flipped it back just to keep the game. Like that is really that's really impressive. Just like that's like essentially a 1v3 for like the objective. Like, wow, crazy.
Yeah.
All right, next up we're going to be going into Rainmaker. I think they're still deciding on what map it. No, I think they picked the map. Did they? Yes, it's Scorch Gorge. Okay.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's Scorch Gorge. Rainmaker coming out for Game 4, and Solent Cardinals have put themselves right back into the grand finals. 2-1. Well, being 1 game behind is definitely a lot better than being 3 games behind, and they did clutch out that Splat Zones game, which is very important for this moment in the grand final. But yeah, Rainmaker, Scorch Gorge, not Clan Blitz for once. We've seen Scorch Gorge in every game in the finals tonight, all 3. But yes, another switch. This time we're going to go to Rainmaker, which is quite interesting on Scorch Gorge. I mean, there are 2 checkpoints, but you normally just see everyone going for the far right one because the other one is over the grates.
Great. If anyone goes for the one on the grates, then like they have my absolute respect, because that is a very, very risky path to take. not to say that I've never done it, but I'd rather not if I can help it. Actually, no, like, to be fair, it is technically slightly quicker if you're just like beelining it. But I don't like being shot at. That's just me. So
Fair enough.
yeah, yeah. Regardless, it's still like a very fair, like high risk, high reward sort of check that I feel like is definitely skill checking for whoever decides to go for it.
Yeah, and you know what? I think this is the first time we've seen anarchists play Rainmaker tonight, because of course Snipes is on the bow that I always forget the name of, the Wellstring, the Wellstring, the one that bursts it immediately. And of course they have. You play an anarchist in Rainmaker, you're not going to get the burst. You just know it. You don't get it because Snipes will be on the Wellstring, and they will just burst it, and they just have that paint. All that paint immediately. With again being the aggressive Dapple they are, they go down, but it won't be long until they're back. So they got the burst, but they're not quite able to get anything off it, at least immediately. Temkin has some space here with the Dynamo to get in, and they could get something for that. They've lost the Wellstring, they've lost the Brella now as well. It's just the Rainmaker, and Wither is able to clean that up. They were cornered at least, so Snipes is back fairly quickly, as is the rest of the team. But Wither with a Reef Slide, not able to get anything, but it does distract from the Rainmaker, so they take out the checkpoint, and Wither is still going. 3 players down for Anarchist. 4 players, what is happening?
I'm sorry. I wish I could say more. I'm at a loss for words. Like, there's so much happening. No, what? No, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Come on, come on, come on. On this map? You're gonna get to a 1 on this map? Come on. That might as well be a knockout. Wow. And of course they would reset it, because why wouldn't they? They don't want to be locked out in their own base. But that just leads Cardinals to be able to grab the Rainmaker back for themselves again, or at least pop it, I guess.
Yeah, wow. They can pop it.
That just felt like everything happened at once. Wow.
It already. Yeah, I mean, Wither's Reef Slide, like I really thought they were going to get punished, but they didn't. And suddenly 2 players were down. I don't know if the teammates cleaned that up, or if Wither was able to get. Oh, that Ultra Stab just takes 1 out. It is just the Dynamo who is at least going to shark the checkpoint. They get the double. That is huge for their team.
Ooh.
Nope.
Well, like, this is focus. Okay. Get check, leave, die. Cool, I guess. The Wellstring is able to pop the Rainmaker because it's just able to do that. Unfortunately, they do have to retreat. It's getting a little heat over there. Oh, grabbing a name with that hammer. Unfortunately, they go down as well. Taking out that shield. Good play. Letting it reset. Yep. Yeah, they don't... like, now that both checks are down, it really just is up to Anarchists on whether or not they have to get a knockout on this map, which is, like, notoriously difficult to do.
Yeah.
That is not going to be... That's not going to be easy. Alright, yeah, well, Anarchists do have a bit of an upper hand when it comes to having control over mid at the moment, throwing out some strikes, although that, Reef Slider was attempting to contest it, but didn't really seem to do anything. Those strikes were, well placed, unfortunately did not land on anyone. Now with the Rainmaker in Anarchist's hands, they are trying to push somehow, flat out, if they could win this game, I will pop off so hard. I will pop off so hard it might peak my mic. Just as a fair warning. Just as a fair warning. Wait. They are going admittedly really, really far, covering all their bases, keeping everything in check. This is really patient gameplay. Unfortunately, those strikes caught them right when their feet were just caught in some unfortunately placed paint.
Yeah, the Tri-Strike's taking out the Rainmaker carrier. It's going to be a tough task, but I mean, if anyone in NSE can do it, it is definitely the Anarchists. But just such a strong start from Solent Cardinals, and they're not letting up. They should know how to defend this. Having said that, 2 players down, although it's 2 players down for Anarchists as well. And Snipes grabs it and goes into the bubble. They're trying to get something going. They get 1. They get 1. They get 2. Snipes is going for it. The Dynamo gets taken out.
Stop it!
Snipes.
I can't!
Snipes is Orrid! They're going Orrid from Rainmaker kills.
I'm gonna lose it. Like,
oh my goodness.
One game from both teams. Well, one from both teams, but like, oh my god, oh my god. I don't know if you could hear it. My chest was tightening up so much from just watching this. That was what a push. And they have to do it again if they want to win. Oh my god. Okay, strikes coming out. That unfortunately does graze the Rainmaker enough to where they go down. Popping that shield because again, Wellstream just does that, throwing out a hammer. Oh, the Rain coming out.
no.
They get a wipeout. That is game. That is game. What a solid, like, no. Lock it down. Lock it down. Oh, that. I'm sorry. I don't have much else to say. I'm just caught up in the hype of it all. Wow. That is what you can expect from Grands. That is what you can expect from Grand.
It is. It's what we love to see. I can't believe Snipes almost essentially soloed that with the Rainmaker, getting picks with the Rainmaker, just standing in that big bubbler and like just going for it and almost making it. That was,
they were about to score. Oh my god.
Absolutely crazy. But I mean, credit to Solar Cardinals though, absolutely, for that first push. They just came out hot out of the gates, and they spent like most of the rest of the game defending, but that's fine because they just got it done right at the start. Wither was able to do what they do on the Dapples with Reef Slide and just getting up all in their faces. But the backlines were really strong as well. I mean, they were just getting picks everywhere, so I'm assuming everyone on Solar Cardinals, you know, the Dynamo with the chip and the Slosher with the chip, and of course the Oshell on the heavy with that range, they were probably all getting it done. And suddenly it is
that's Rainmaker holder. It was like yeah, mesmerizing. What'd you say they're actually like you
Snipes. Yeah. It's like Snipe with a Z.
That's Snipes. Okay. The fact that Snipes was able to like hold on to that Rainmaker as patiently as they did, grab enough kills to get freaking aura with it, and we're still able to get like quite frankly, like against any other team, this would have just been a knockout. But this isn't any other team. This is Anarchists. This is Cardinals. This is Grands. This is Grands. We're dealing with Grands here. So I'm way too energetic to think straight. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was the last two games, honestly, both just absolutely crazy. It's exactly what we want to see in Grands. The splat zones was so back and forth. You know, Solar Cardinals knowing that if they lost that, they would be 3-0 down in Grands. It's, you know, but they clutched that, they won. And in Rainmaker, they shouldn't have needed to clutch it because they pushed it to 1 so soon. But Snipes almost clutched it back for Anarchist, but not quite. It is 2-2. One team has to win 2 more to get to 4, and we are going to go to Clamblitz now on Inkblot Art Academy.
I was going to say, like, you mentioned, like, oh, like, they only played, like, defensively near the end of the game, and it's like, yeah, I mean, what, are they going to, like, how else are they going to push? A knockout? Like, there's nothing they need to do other than just lock them out from being able to knock them out. Like, that's all they needed to do. They accomplished what like, the fact they still were able to get it to a 3, I'm still not over that. I'm not over that. All right, well, I have to be over it. Next game. Okay, we have the Gal coming out, and the Brush. Okay, all right. And the other Blaster again. Wow, it's just complete prop switch up from them, like, in a sense, compared to the last game, at least. Right, yeah.
It is. I mean, Rhythm does play the Octobrush. No, it is one of their mains, I think, and they played it in the last Clamblitz game that Anarchist played in the winners final. The Gal from Tame is interesting. That they definitely used to play that. I remember Tame playing the Gal. They have kind of switched to the decav, but I mean the Gal is the Gal. I have no doubt that they can still play it and get picks with it, which, you know, maybe they've just kind of felt the decav isn't really working. It's a little bit slow. Maybe it's struggling against the Dapple with how fast that is, along with the Reef Slider, because Reef Slider on Big Bubbler, Reef Slider wins. But Anarchists are losing players here. It's actually Solar Cardinals that have come out quite strong. The Strike's coming out to help with this push, and Yoshell is in an aggressive position with the heavy. Getting sidetracked, I think, by someone on the left, but they just constantly getting picked on the Cardinals, and they break open the basket. They've got a lot of clams on them, so this could be a big push, but all of a sudden, it's a wipeout.
They got a wipeout, but at what cost? With 74 on the board, that puts Cardinals in the lead, like, already in this game. Now, granted, Ericus, like, have the chance to come back from this because it is not that big of a lead. And admittedly, that wipeout is going to give them a lot of momentum to grab as much I almost said cans. Clams as they can, with being able to paint as much as they can before Cardinals can come back into this. And it really does seem like that was the MO. Granted, they were able to get a score in the basket. Whether or not they could keep up that momentum is yet to be seen. They were able to get a little bit. They just need like one more clam to be able to... Unfortunately, that rush got a little bit too desperate with wanting to take lead.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, it's so close. They matched the points, but of course they were the second team to make it, so they don't take the lead against Solent Cardinals, who do have the tactical route. Yoshel trying to get a pick. Oh, they're fighting. Snipes on the Rapid, and Snipes wins that one, but they're very low on health, but they are going to live. They are going to get out. The Killer Whale trying to push up and get some picks on the plat. Yoshel's back very quickly, of course, because they did have Cooler, so that Wavebreaker still comes out, but they get picked off again, and there are 20 clams on the side of Anarchist, who have picked off everyone except the Dynamo, who has to try and do something, but they get picked off as well. This could be a lot of points. Cool Clone cleans up on the Dynamo. They are in position. 42 down to 42 points. They have 2 clams still tamed. The wall is going to help them a little bit to survive. No clams, but they have pushed it down to 36.
That is like such a strong comeback from where they were. Like, they were just like, oh, 1 clam away from taking lead, to now we are in the lead by a significant margin. Like, they can't even get out of like penalty without like another like super and 2 regulars, like, if they want to like push even further. But like, they won't be able to have the opportunity to do that anytime soon, considering that they are going Cardinals are going into Anarchist space with a bunch of specials, a super clam, a bunch of other... Oh my god! Wait, they just grabbed the lead right back already?
I think they grabbed the pity. I think someone grabbed the pity and jumped in with it.
Oh my god, they did get the pity! They did get the pity! That is a wipeout. That is a wipeout. That is a wipeout. But again, at what cost? What a push! 20 on the board, 33 penalty. Again, oh, my heart is racing at this. Oh, wow. Cardinals with the push of a lifetime, grabbing lead by the something of the analogy, I guess. I don't know. I'm out of it right now.
Or they could take it back, though. They've broken up in the basket. They've got a lot of clams on them. Although I think some players have been taken down because they did have clams, but now they don't. But they've picked up the pity, and there's definitely a jump there. Are they going to be able to get it in? No, they missed. That would have been the lead. That would have been the lead for Anarchist, but they get wiped out instead with 30 seconds left. They weren't close enough to the basket for the super jump.
That is so unfortunate, man. Oh, I really envy whoever was the one that attempted to throw that, because that's gonna mess them up. But you know, there's still like a good 10 seconds left in this game. Maybe they could make a decent comeback. Who's to say? Who's to say? Already,
they have the power clam.
Yeah, they do
have
have
the power clam, so overtime will
start.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh no, the Killer Whale taking out the Dynamo with that power clam. Oh, but that gives them the opportunity to push through overtime. Anarchist going into Cardinals base, but Cardinals got a wipeout, and that's gonna be game.
That is gonna be game. They had a chance there for a second. They had 2 players down on Solent Cardinals for that final push, but I think the other 2 players just got the picks on the power clam carriers. Snipes, I saw had one, tried to just rush the basket, but they got picked off, and then everyone else did, essentially, and Rhythm was the only one alive on the brush, but they weren't in a position to score. So Solent Cardinals 2-0 down in the final. They came in from the loser side, so they start 1-0 down. They lost Turf War, but I think they've just won. Yeah, they have just won the 2 kind of ranked modes that we've played on Splat Zones and clammed it. Sorry, it's 3. Rainmaker now as well. So they're 3-2 up against the reigning champions, trying to win this, which I'm not sure if Solent Cardinals have won NSE before. If they have, they certainly haven't in kind of recent times, maybe the last 2 years, but they are on the doorstep now, 3-2 up.
These games are getting so clutch back and forth. Like, the fact that it is like so even between these teams right now, that we are like so far into grands, and there's still more games to be played. Oh, like this is make my adrenaline spike so much. This make like I need to calm myself, but no time for calming. There is still at least one more game left. If Cardinals wins this game, they win not just the set, this entire tournament. This tower control mode is a make or break moment on whether or not they can guarantee secure that. Because if they can't, then there's only one game after that, and it's not going to be easy to lock that down as much. Now, granted, Anarchists still have the ability to come back from this. Like I said, it is very neck and neck between the two. And I'm very interested to see what they do with Spillway? I believe that's Spillway.
Yes, we are playing tower control on Undertow Spillway.
Yes. I don't know why I keep forgetting the for some reason it's more like prominent in my mind to call it Spillway than it is like Undertow. I don't know why. I think just because maybe because Urchin Underpass also has a bunch of U's and that confuses me with it, or maybe it's just not that memorable of a name. I don't know. Spillway just sounds like I've never heard that before. So either way, either way, these games have been getting more and more escalated in terms of the intensity of the amount of push a single play can provide, because the thing with Rainmaker is that can go from 0 to 100 very easily once you get it from check to goal. And it's the same thing with clams. You just throw a bunch of clams there the moment that you have an opportunity. Tower is meticulously slower. This is going to be something that's going to take a lot more time and won't be swinging for advantage as drastically, so hopefully I can take a bit of a rest while commentating this.
Hopefully. I mean, maybe not if the last Tower Undertow game that Anarchists played was anything to go by.
That is also a fair point, yes.
Yeah, they basically just pushed it from 100 to 0 against Tentacle Nuke Inkbound. So this is their pick, of course. This is their counter pick, and it's very understandable they would go here. They are absolutely on the back foot here. They need to win the next 2 games. It's worth saying as well, Anarchists, they're the reigning champions, but they also won the summer edition before that as well. So they're the 2-time defending champions, and if they did win this tournament, that's essentially a whole year of university that they would be winning these tournaments. But Solent Cardinals don't want that to happen, and they've really come out strong out of the gate after the Turf War mini set in this. 3 games in a row, they're looking very strong. I mean, the games have been close, don't get me wrong, they haven't stomped any of these, but they've really been clutching up. They just need one more game to get over the line, and it needs to be on either tower control or splat zones if we go there for game 7.
Yeah, tower control on this map is definitely going to be an interesting one, because it really is that first check that's just really annoying to get past, but once you do, it's just kind of it's pretty equivalent, all things considered. I'm very curious to see if they do bring the Dynamo, how well that will be. I imagine that would have to be the one riding the tower majority of the time, not only for the height difference, but also because any roller on the tower is just kind of if you're climbing that's a death sentence for you. I'm sorry. That I've learned that the hard way more times than I'm willing to admit.
yeah, definitely. It's always a difficult one on this map, because the tower's kind of it goes underneath the platforms where the other team kind of comes out of their spawn. So I'm not sure if Tame. I feel like Tame might just go back to the decaf here, because they're probably more comfortable on that. Never mind, they're sticking with the Gout. What do I know? But I mean, they switched to the Gout last game. They didn't win, but they still feel like decaf is just not working against this team. Wither is not on Dapple. Okay, that's like, I don't know. That's like the first time I've not seen Wither on Dapple. I feel like while commentating in NSE. Instead, they're playing Ninja Squid Vanilla Blaster. So they're definitely kind of playing the same type. They just don't have that Reef Slide. Instead they'll have the big bubbler, which might help push the tower as well. But Anarchists do come out, and they are the ones that are closest to tower. They don't really have too many picks yet, though. It's fairly neutral. Snipes is trying to push up, and they've overextended a little bit there, trying to get something on that rapid. And suddenly, Anarchists have lost quite a few players. Someone is aura'd as well. I'm not sure if that's Wither, or I think it is Wither. Wither is aura'd.
Yeah.
For Solent Cardinals, so they're coming out stronger here, and they're heading towards the second checkpoint.
Yeah, I did notice that Blaster. I didn't realize that was the Dapple player from earlier. Very interesting. Like, I mean, it makes sense. Like on tower control, like Blaster is just like a more powerful weapon than the Dapples could be, at least in terms of like main weapon specifically. With that, it looks like I think it was Spookster that took out. But yeah, the bucket coming out to try and keep people away from that tower. And with the Blaster having the aura proc. Ooh!
Oh no.
Wow! Anarchists are a bit on the bit of a disadvantage with a lot of their teammates being MIA from being killed. And wow, already second to last.
Out comes the bubbler.
Yeah, that is the last checkpoint with a bubbler halfway through it too. Down to 20 on this counter. Amazing play. Amazing plays from that team. Yeah, Anarchists are really gonna have to work really hard if they want to like, take this back. With the soda coming out and the killer whale as well. Brush trying to, I assume, flank in a different direction. Yep. Yeah, they're just really trying to like go about it as much as they can, like having Kraken proc out, trying to dissuade Cardinals from being anywhere near that tower. Unfortunately, once that Kraken is done, they get crushed by that Dynamo.
They do. Anarchists, they just seem rattled. I'm not really sure what's happened this set, but they just can't get it together now against Solent Cardinals, who are playing really well. I mean, Wither pretty quickly justified that Blaster push because they have really been on fire this game so far. Anarchists are finally able to get a push going. They're through the first checkpoint. I mean, 20 points is a difficult target, but they've definitely got it in them to do that. Tame taking out a couple. There's only 2 players alive now. The strike's coming out quite early from the Slosher player on Solent Cardinals. The Dynamo gets picked off, and they're just trying to set up, and Solent Cardinals, I should say, are just trying to set up on the top right as the tower moves through. They're not really pushing the tower too much, although Snipes is now on it. And Kraken is a really good special to have here because they can get up that ramp. They're not quite able to, though. They were getting shot back, but they're getting through the second checkpoint. At the moment, they're halfway through, but they've lost a player. They've lost 2 players. But now it's 2v2. Rhythm is trying to shark. They're cornered, though, so I don't know if they knew that they'd be spotted, but they still get picked off, and it's only Wither now, and Wither gets picked off as well. Are they going to be able to take this lead? They're getting so close to it. The bucket is going to get overwhelmed by everyone on Anarchist side. Snipes is going to stay on tower, and they do take the lead. It's just like their game against Tentacle New Ginkbound. Once they get that tower pushing, it's very difficult to stop them. It's not quite a KO this time, but it is the lead in the game they have to win.
Yeah, Anarchist straight up said, no, we're going to the last game. We are not losing it yet. We want that last game. We want that last game, and I respect that. I really do. I also respect wanting to win. That's also a fair point too. Yeah, just the aggression from like their plays, but like the very calculated aggression from like being able to like stealthily overwhelm their opponents from like, again, those flanking positions, the Krakens coming out where they just were like getting caught off guard for like this, wow, yeah. Wither's really trying to stay alive away from those speakers. They were able to do so, trying to get back on tower, at least like defend themselves, getting like assaulted by an autobomb. Wow.
Oh no. It was a decent idea getting that bubble set up, but even I didn't see that. I didn't see that the autobomb had sneaked its way inside that bubble.
I saw it. I was about to point it out. I'm like, is it gonna kill him? And it did. Yeah. With only 5 seconds left, Cardinals has their last chance to end this series for good. But it doesn't look like they were able to. Anarchists take this game, and therefore we are going into our last one. Wow.
Game 7 in NSE Grands. I don't know when this last happened. Not that we've never had a close grand final, but I don't recall a game 7 in any recent time, at least. So this is very unique for NSE Grands. Solent Cardinals really just locking in after 2 games, and it for a good while it looked like they were going to do it here, but Anarchists finally get it together, remembering how they played on this map against Tentacle Nuke Inkbound, and they get a really good push, pushing it all the way to 15. Just a very kind of staggered push. They weren't constantly on tower, but they were getting off when they needed to, just to kind of keep the players up and make sure that push kept going. And Solent Cardinals only got a couple more opportunities to kind of push, but they were shut down every time.
Yeah, like the actual like patience we saw from like riding that tower to take like that lead. Like I saw like whoever was on tower when the strike came out, like they were staying there for just long enough until they had to bail and get back. I don't think they were able to, unfortunately, get back, but the fact that they were able to like get it that far in the first one, like you look here, they're throwing out their strikes, and you see they stay just out of range, barely out of range. Incredible timing on that. Like, I mean, unfortunately, yeah, the Autobomb just decided to sneak in and say, give him a good old hello, but just the actual like ability to like hold it for as long as you could, gain as many points as you can in order to like guarantee as best as possible that you are in the lead. Like, and like when you're that low, a 5-point difference is pretty big. So yeah, I can only imagine how things will go with our final game, which is in Splat Zones. I don't think they picked a map for it yet. Still waiting on that.
Don't think they. Oh, I think they're picking Mako.
Are they?
Yeah, from what I can see in the NSE group chat, Wither has declared Mako Mart for the final map, which I think is allowed. I don't think we've seen it yet this set. So yes, we will see it. What a great map mode to end on. I'm a big fan of this one.
Right out of my mouth. Yeah, that is like the quintessential like this is competitive Splatoon map right here. Like I see this map, I'm like, this is comp. This is comp incarnate right here.
Yeah, it really is. What are the players going to do? Are they gonna change anything a lot? I can see Wither. I feel like, I mean, Wither was very good on the blaster, but I do feel like the Dapples will come back out here on a map like this. Yeah. And will Anarchists change anything? I mean, Tamer's been on the Gal now for a couple of games, and they seem quite confident on it, so they will probably stick to that. I mean, I can definitely understand why the decav just didn't seem to be working against a comp like this, when you have reef sliders just constantly coming at you, and then a really good heavy splatling as well with all that paint and the range, and it just makes it very difficult to move around. But we are going to go into the final game of the NSE spring season, Anarchists versus Solent Cardinals. Anarchists fighting for essentially calling themselves champions for an entire year of NSE. That's what they're fighting for. Solent Cardinals fighting to finally take down Anarchists' reign, and I believe win their first NSE Spat tournament. I don't think they've won this tournament before. If they have, it was a very long time ago, but I don't recall them winning it. So high stakes on both teams, and of course, not to mention the prize money. We have mentioned it before. There is prize money in this, so that's to play for as well. What are the players going to bring to the last one? Tame is sticking on the 52, and Wither is staying.
Sticking with they went their custom blaster even. Wait.
Okay.
Really? I figured this was Reef Slider Heaven, the map. Really? Like I know they don't cheese anymore, but come on.
You know what? I can kind of see it. Because Reef Slide, yeah, it's not like a zone cheese special anymore, so you need it for picks. And on this map, it's quite like there are so many like ledges and blocks and like people can kind of protect themselves from Reef Slider. So I can definitely understand like not going with that here. But they have switched to the Sea Blaster, which does have splashdown and point sensor, which is probably going to help them at least to like notice people, you know, if Tame is constantly trying to sneak around it. But it's a really good start for Anarchist, actually. They've almost pushed it down to 50 already, and they have a lot of specials online. The Tacticaller comes out for Solent Cardinals, trying to get back in at the moment. Spookster just living. They've lost the Custom Blaster with her. The strikes come out. They want to try and cap this zone at least, but the strikes, or they are able to do it eventually. Oh, they went for a jump punish, I think, Rhythm with the Kraken, but it was actually splashdown, so they weren't able to. And suddenly, Rhythm is the only one alive.
Well, that definitely took a turn. Flipping the zone like that, giving Anarchists a 50-point penalty if they want to be able to get a knockout. But considering how much advantage they were able to grab from holding zone as long as they did, it's really likely that they'll be able to just stay in the lead, so long as they're able to, take it back for themselves. But it is taking a bit of a while, and if they're not able to get it soon, then it might not be easy. Ooh.
Oh god, the Kraken ended just before that super jump landed, so they weren't able to get it. And suddenly it's Anarchists on the back foot. It's just a rapid. It's just Snipes on the right side, on the right flank. They don't have a lot of time. Snipes is forced to jump with Cooler. The Dynamo is making it difficult for Anarchists to come back in, but Solent Cardinals have lost 2 players now. Surely Anarchists come back in here. Rhythm is trying to get something done on the brush. They are able to cap the zone, but Solent Cardinals, that was such a strong hold there, down to 6 points. Anarchists cap the zone to keep the game going, but they lose pretty much everyone immediately, so it's just going to get reset. They've got the penalty timer on Solent Cardinals, but they're not going to gain any more points for themselves.
Oh man, like considering you said Anarchists were the ones who are reigning champions and what have you.
Anarchists, yeah.
Yeah, so the fact that Cardinals were able to get this big of a push, they that was a really good kill. Yeah, sorry. The fact that they were able to push it for this much is such a testament to you never want to oh my god, okay, you never want to count out I guess you could call them the underdogs in this sense, in comparison, considering that they're fighting to break this streak. They really want to hold on to the streak, but Anarchists, they also want that streak, and it looks like they're holding on to the zone as best they can in order to keep that. Strikes coming out to try and contest the zone. It looked like it might flip. Oh, with the triple.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, the triple splash. I was going to guarantee that. Wow. Yeah. And that's a wipeout. That's a wipeout from Cardinals onto Anarchists. Oh, if they get a knockout in Game 7, oh man. Oh. I'm sorry. This is peak Splatoon right here. This is peak Splatoon.
It really is. This is why this is such a good map mode.
If they could keep on the champions and prevent that year-long streak. Oh,
that was huge.
Wow.
Huge pick. They're so close. 2 players down for Anarchists. 3 players down. It's just a brush. This is surely
3, 2, 1.
That's it. Solent Cardinals hold on just as it looked like Anarchists were going to come back in. They get a couple of huge picks on them to stop that happening. Anarchists will not be the NSE champions for an entire year. Instead, we get a new champion decided in the final game of the grand final set. The winners are Solent Cardinals.
I'm at a loss for words. Those games were some of the best I've seen recently. That was, for real, congratulations goes out to both of these teams, and really anyone that bothered to participate, but especially these teams for having very clearly displayed so much skill, so much peak performance, so much patience, so much coordination, so much just mastery over their weapons, just all of this culminating into this victory, leading them to win not just this game, not just this set, but this entire tournament. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm at a loss for words as well. It was just it was such a good set from them, from Anarchist as well, but we come to expect this from Anarchist. But Solent Cardinals going 2-0 down, it looked like it might just be the same as it has been, where Anarchist just kind of quite comfortably take the grand finals. But just for 3 games in a row after that, they just absolutely locked in, and Anarchist still didn't really make it difficult for them, especially on splat zones and tower control. But Anarchist, Solent Cardinals just got it done. They were really coordinated. They had a gameplay. They knew how to kind of play around each other. They know that Wither is just kind of hold forward, dive at them, and they have, they know where to kind of help Wither do that with the AoE kind of chip damage from the bucket and the Dynamo, and of course Dynamo painting a lot, getting the callers, and of course Yoshell. Nothing to be said about Yoshell. They are good on whatever backline weapon they play. Heavy is, as we said at the start of the stream, has seen a lot of buffs, especially towards the paint, which is why Yoshell brought it here, and it definitely worked out for them. 4-3, the grand final score against Anarchist. So congrats to Solent Cardinals for winning the spring edition, winning the I think it's £200 prize money. So congrats on that as well. Enjoy that. Definitely deserved after a grand final like that, because in the recent seasons they've not even broke top 3. There's kind of Anarchist, Portsmouth Paladins, and Tentacle to Kinkbound, always kind of historically the top 3, and Solent Cardinals were just a little bit below that. But they've come out here and they've defeated them all in NSE spring. So yeah, a massive well done.
Yeah, you always love to see a story of just defying expectations and proving to reach the heights that some who have been paying attention might not think that you were capable of. Well, not capable, but that the just barriers that you couldn't push past. I like seeing people doing better than you expect them to do. That's probably the best way I could put it.
Yeah.
But yes, that was an amazing performance. Enjoy the money. You really earned it. Go out and celebrate. Get yourself a nice meal. And I think that is it for us, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, yeah. Although we will just quickly make a quick shout out to. I've actually never heard the word said out loud. 20XX or 20XX or whatever, but it's happening March the 14th and the 15th. If you can enter, feel free. If you don't want to enter, it's being hosted right here on Dapple Productions. It is a 2-day event, and there is that prize pool as you see there. So 2-day event. It's kind of I guess that'd be considered a major in the Splatoon world. The 2-day events normally are. But yeah, it's going to be hosted here on Dapple. So either play or watch, one of the two. You absolutely should. 20XX is always a very fun tournament.
Yeah, looking forward to that for sure, definitely. And with that, I guess before we head out, is there anything you want to promote for yourself?
Yeah, I can do. You can see it on the screen right now at Blue Sky. That's where I do all my posting. ConroSPL.bsky. I do also stream on Twitch. On Twitch, I'm just Twitch TV /Conro. I am trying to stream this game a little bit more. I will just shout out that I'm playing in Looty, so I will be streaming all of my team's games in that, which should be fun. First one's Thursday, but yeah, that's all. That's all from me. Yeah, what about you, Optical?
Well, just like me, you could also find me on Blue Sky, at Optical Drop, as well as on YouTube. I had just released a new video. If you're at all a fan of the character Naveen from Pokemon ZA, you might like it. But yeah,
I'll go check that out then.
Yeah. I was able to get that out February 28th, just before the month ended. Oh my god, I kind of crunched for that one, but it was worth it, just to say I did it. And yeah, so there's that. But yeah, you could also find my other content there as well. And yeah, that's more or less it, pretty much.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for watching and joining us for these amazing games. Hope you enjoyed them. You better. If you didn't enjoy this, I don't know what'll please you at this point.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, thanks very much everyone for being here. And I will just huge thanks, of course, to first off Dapple for just hosting this and presenting with in kind of partnering with NSE, and of course Jorian, who is kind of the stream producer, the one spectating the games, the one managing the stream. Huge thank you to them as always. And be sure to check out all the other tournaments hosted on Dapple Production as well. And I am just assuming that we will be back for NSE for the summer edition, back on Mondays. Can't say when that will start. It will be the summer term at university, or like actually no, it's off season for them. But yeah, there is a summer edition, so don't worry, it will happen. But yeah, thanks very much everyone for being here. Hope you enjoyed this incredible finals day of NSE Spring, and we will see you again soon. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.